Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, faculty members, and our esteemed participants from around the world. I am Muhammad Zahir, and it is an honor to welcome you to the 6th Undergraduate Seminar on Built Environment and Technology 2023. To commence this auspicious occasion, I therefore invite Surveyor Muhammad Nur Faisal Baharudin for Doa recital.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Sesungguhnya kami menadah tangan kepadamu, Ya Allah, menzahirkan rasa kesyukuran atas iradat dan karat kudratmu, Ya Allah, yang telah menentukan dan mengizinkan kami untuk berhimpun pada pagi yang berbahagia ini bersempena USBET 2023. Ya Allah, yang Munzila Rahman, di hari yang indah ini kami menadah tangan kehambaan memohon kepadamu, Ya Allah, ampunilah segala dosa-dosa kami, dosa kedua ibu bapa kami, kaum keluarga dan guru-guru kami, juga muslimin dan muslimat sama ada yang masih hidup ataupun yang telah kembali bertemumu, Ya Allah. Di sepanjang USBET 2023 ini, kami memohon limpahan rahmat dan pertolonganmu agar segala keputusan dan ketetapan yang disepakati dan diredai olehmu demi menepati matlamat, mencapai objektif serta memenuhi keperluan stakeholders. Anugerahkanlah kami kebijaksanaan, keadilan, kebercualian, ketelusan dan ketelusan sebagai prinsip asas dalam membuat sebarang pertimbangan. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, jauhkanlah kami daripada perkara-perkara yang menyukarkan kami untuk melaksanakan amanahmu dalam usaha memajukan kampus yang barakah ini. Lindungilah kami daripada sebarang perkara yang boleh mencemarkan integriti kami demi amanah dan tanggungjawab yang dipikul ini. Ya Allah, hiasi diri kami dengan ketajaman minda, kelapangan dada, kesucian hati, keluhuran budi dan kecekalan emosi dalam semua perbincangan yang bakal kami tempuhi. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, satukanlah hati-hati kami, eratkanlah perpaduan serta mahabbah di kalangan kami. Padukanlah tenaga dan usaha kami dalam mencapai cita-cita murni UiTM agar terus disanjung tinggi ke arah kampus yang diberkati. Doa dititip dan dipanjat, hati penuh mengharap dan bermunajat, mohon program yang dirancang beroleh berkat, semua pihak yang terlibat menjayakan program ini beroleh rahmat, suasana yang tenang lagi ceria mewarnai dari awal hingga tamat. Semoga dengan program yang dirancang dapat melahirkan ukhuwah dan tali persaudaraan yang erat, semangat perpaduan dan kerjasama yang kukuh dan kuat dalam melahirkan umat dan negara yang berkualiti dan hebat kekal sehingga hari kiamat. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, jadikanlah UiTM sebagai pusat ilmu yang berkualiti tinggi lagi cemerlang, unggul lagi disegani, bertaraf dunia dan dalam keredaanmu, Ya Allah. Lindungilah dan jauhilah UiTM daripada anasir-anasir negatif yang boleh mencemar imej UiTM dan peliharakanlah UiTM supaya sentiasa memperoleh kesejahteraan, keredaan dan keberkatan daripadamu, Ya Allah. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafarruqa min ba'dihi tafarruqa ma'suma. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyyatina qurratan a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Allahumma inna nas'aluka 'ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiba wa 'amalan mutaqabbala. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin, amin, Ya Rabbal Alamin. Thank you for joining us in this moment of reflection and unity. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Building Surveying Program Coordinator, Surveyor Dr. Technology Suraningah Abdul Wahab, who will deliver the welcoming address.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, distinguished speakers and esteemed participants. Today we are honored to have with us a panel of esteemed individuals who have made significant contributions to their respective fields. Please allow me to extend our heartfelt salutation to these outstanding individuals. First and foremost, I would like to express our utmost respect and gratitude to Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hisham Ibrahim, Rector of UiTM Perak, and Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Nur Hafiza Abdul Rahman, Head of the Departments of Built Environments and Technology, for being with us today. Also joining us today is Surveyor Dr. Lilawati Abdul Wahab and esteemed representative from Knowledge and Understanding of Tropical Architecture and Interior, Kutai, and Dr. Asmalia Cik Ahmad from GreenSafe as our keynote speakers. To all our esteemed guests, we extend our sincerest gratitude for gracing with us your presence. Your expertise, knowledge, and passions for your respective fields are a source of inspirations for all of us gathered here today. Welcome to the 6th Undergraduate Seminar on Built Environments and Technology, a gathering of brilliant minds from around the globe, all converging here to explore the fascinating world of architectural advancements and technological innovations. Today, we embark on a remarkable journey that celebrates the talent, ingenuity, and aspirations of the young visionaries who are shaping the future of our built environments. In this dynamic era of rapid urbanizations and ever-evolving technological breakthroughs, the significance of our collective efforts to construct sustainable, efficient, and resilient structures cannot be overstated. The decisions we make today will have a profound impact on the cities and communities of tomorrow, and it is through forums like this that we foster dialogues, exchange ideas, and empower the next generations of leaders in the field of built environments and technology. Throughout the course of this conference, we will delve into a myriad of compelling topics, ranging from sustainable design principles and smart infrastructure to the integrations of emerging technologies and the explorations of new materials. The power of knowledge and creative thinking will illuminate our path as we explore how these elements intertwine to shape the future landscapes of our world. To the vibrant minds in attendance today, our undergraduate participants, this conference provides a platform to showcase your ingenuity, research findings, and forward-thinking concepts. Seize the opportunity to exchange ideas, seek guidance, and forge meaningful connections with like-minded individuals who share your passions for transforming our built environments. I also want to extend my deepest gratitude to the organizing committee, the dedicated individuals who have worked tirelessly to bring this event to fruition. Your commitment to nurturing young talent and fostering knowledge exchange is commendable. May this conference be a transformative experience for all of us, a catalyst for innovations, and a testament to the extraordinary power of collective intellect. I wish you all a thought-provoking and enriching journey as we commence the 6th Undergraduate Seminar on Built Environments and Technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Technology Surveyor Dr. Suraningah Abdul Wahab, for these inspiring words. We are truly grateful for your presence here today. Next, we have the privilege of hearing from the esteemed Rector of UiTM Perak, Professor Madya, Dr. Nur Hisham Ibrahim, who will be delivering the opening address.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Excellencies, distinguished guests, participants, presenters, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 6th International Undergraduate Seminar on Built Environment and Technology 2023. I would like to extend my gratitude to the respected Associate Professor Technologist Dr. Nur Hafizah Abdul Rahman, Head of the Department of Built Environment and Technology, Jabat, Technology Surveyor Dr. Suraningah Abdul Wahab, Head of Program of Building Surveying, our keynote speakers, Surveyor Dr. Lilawati Abdul Wahab from Knowledge and Understanding of Tropical Architecture and Interior, Kutai, and Surveyor Dr. Asmalia Cik Ahmad from GreenSafe City, GreenSafe, and all participants who have been part of this seminar. This biennial undergraduate seminar is organized by Department of Built Environment and Technology, College of Built Environment, KAB, and hosted by Building Surveying Program in collaboration with Research Interest Group Kutai and Research Group GRISAFE of UITM Perak Branch. This undergraduate seminar is open to all programs related to the built environment and technology area. USBET2023 is a platform for undergraduate students to share and present their esteemed and brilliant works. Previously, the 5th USBET 2021 was conducted through virtual platform due to COVID-19 pandemic situations. However, it is the new normality where many conferences are done virtually that we decided to conduct the 6th USBET via virtual platform. This virtual conference gives wider chances for the participants and presenters to network and connect with like-minded delegates worldwide. This year, Sustainable Built Environment has been selected as the main theme for the 6th USBET 2023, which is aligned with the current global trend in achieving sustainable development goals. There are 6 sub-themes which are construction management, heritage and conservation, property and facilities management, design and urban planning, and last but not least, building science and green environment. To my understanding, there are more than 200 participants attended this seminar globally. The seminar is expected to include the student interest to engage in more research in the future. Furthermore, this will encourage them to produce innovative research in their areas of studies. The seminar requires students to submit a full research paper and prepare a video presentation. UITM's vision as a premier university of outstanding academic excellence is capable of producing globally competitive graduates of sound ethical standing. In line with the vision, it is also the objective of UITM Perak Branch to ensure graduates are adequately prepared to join the local as well as global workforce, and also to establish UITM as a center of excellence that is accountable for the effective and efficient management of human resources while playing its role as a catalyst in community development. Before coming to the closing remark, I would like to thank those who successfully involved in organizing this program. My special thanks goes to Building Surveying Program and College of Built Environment for organizing this seminar. I hope you will enjoy today's presentation. Thank you all for your presence and participants. With the solemn word, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I hereby officiate the 6th International Undergraduate Seminar on Built Environment and Technology 2023. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Madya Dr. Nur Hisham Ibrahim, for setting the tone for this seminar. Your insights are invaluable. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an exciting visual treat for you. Let's take a moment to enjoy a montage showcasing the essence of our seminar. What an incredible display of talent and innovation. We are in for an amazing seminar. Once again, a warm welcome to each and every one of you. Let's make this seminar an enriching and memorable experience. Thank you. With the conclusion of the opening ceremony, I would like to invite our first keynote speaker, Surveyor Dr. Asmalia Cik Ahmad, from Green Safe Cities Research Group to deliver her speech.
Assalamualaikum and good day to the organizer team and also the participant of today's event, the 6th International Undergraduate Seminar 2023. Today I would like to share the topic of sustainable energy supply, conventional versus renewable. Hi, I am Dr. Asmalia, the member of Green Safe Cities Research Group, ReSafe, and also the coordinator of Research Management Unit. I'm the senior lecturer of Quantity Surveying Program. Okay, these are the table of content. Okay, the background, energy supply, energy security, challenges, and facts. As the background for the topic, in 2004, 50 major financial institutions in Malaysia was requested to support and identify ways for capital markets in integrating environment, social, and governance, or we call it ESG, into their investment framework. As for the action, in 2014, Bursa Malaysia, with the collaboration of the Financial Times Stock Exchange, FTSE, has launched an Environment, Social and Governance Index for Malaysia market. Due to the hike in investors' interest in sustainability investment, FTSE for Good Bursa Malaysia was established to support the investor in making ESG investment in Malaysia listed companies. ESG is eventually contribute as part of the investment decision making process. Okay. Tenaga Nasional Berhad or TNB is one of the government linked company GLC of Malaysia that has taken responsibility to commit with the ESG agenda. TNB is the largest electricity utility in Malaysia in generating, transmitting and distributing electricity to the customer. TNB has issued its first sustainability report in 2017. TNB also has committed to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal or UN SDGs, which align with the ESG rating principle, which are goal number 7, affordable and clean energy, goal number 8, decent work and economic growth, goal number 13, climate action, and also goal number 17, partnership for the goals. TNB supply. The gross installed capacity by TNB for the energy supply in Malaysia are as below. The conventional power plant consists of coal, gas and oil is about 85% of the energy supply in Malaysia. And for the renewable energy consists of hydro, power plant, solar, biogas and also mass has contributed about 15%. And these are the chart. The types of conventional plant in Malaysia is two. The one is the coal power plant. For coal power plant, there are two types. It's non-ultra supercritical or non-USC, normal coal power plant. And the second one is the ultra supercritical coal plant, the coal with the improved efficiency. The second one is the gas power plant. Okay, this is an open cycle gas turbine and also the combined cycle gas turbine. For the gas power plant, in case of shortage of natural gas, this gas plant can also run on the distilled fuel oil. Renewable energy, hydro and solar. There are types of renewable energy power plant in Malaysia, which is hydro. There are two types of hydro. Hydro power plant, which the capacity is more than 10 megawatt, and also the mini hydro plant capacity less than 10 megawatt. For the solar, there is two types of solar, which is ground mounted solar farm, which we call it as LSS, large scale solar photovoltaic farm, and also the other one is the floating solar power space, and this is only a case study in Kelantan. Energy demand. Overall, Malaysia energy demand has grown into average of 6% per annum for all sectors between 2010 and 2018. looking forward, based on the National Energy Policy 2022 until 2040, the Economic Plan Unit has the primary energy supply is expected to evolve to enable enhancement of environmental sustainability. Measures to promote and increase the renewable energy or RE will collectively reduce overall energy emission intensity and enhance domestic energy self-sufficient as imported non-renewable sources of energy are substituted with indigenous sources of RE in the primary energy mix. These are the energy securities factors. Energy securities is the major concern since energy demand growth is expected to due on the economic and population growth. Energy resources are scarce and subject to depletion. Measures to deal with the future demand and also supply trends. There are 4 A's of energy securities according to Asia Pacific Energy Research Center, which is, the first one is availability of the energy, accessibility, acceptability, and affordability. The first one is the availability of the energy sources. Although developing conventional, which is coal, will remain an important energy sources. Estimated coal reserve worldwide and large are expected to serve the global needs well throughout the country. The RE is the energy sources that has been expected to cover the world's current primary energy consumption. However, RE has physical constraints such as weather deficiency and also low energy supply density. For example, solar power plant has 1/500 of the coal power plant in the power generation density per square meter. Therefore, RE is sufficient but on local scale, not as the major energy supply resource. The factors number 2, accessibility barriers. Human resource capacity is the major factors that affects energy resource accessibility. There are workforce constraints in the many energy sectors such as trained and technical qualified workers. Coal is an important position over the other fossil fuels as transportation is prevalent. However, transportation and distribution cost barriers of coal depends on distance and also freight availability. There are several issues that limit the accessibility of the renewable energy, namely the lack of financial subsidization, the lack of commitment to promote the use of renewable energy, and limited access to the advanced technology. The third factors of the energy security is environment acceptability. The main barrier of coal is environment sustainability in terms of greenhouse gases production. This issue has been generating enormous public interest. Technology development in carbon capture and storage is potential technology in order to reduce carbon dioxide emission. The challenges on the RE for the huge project like massive hydro and large-scale solar farm are land acquisition, environment degradation and deforestation. The development of huge dam or solar farm will impact the society and other environmental repercussions. And the last issues of energy security is affordability. Investment cost affordability. Among energy resource, coal prices are relatively stable and requires the least investment cost. However, to achieve an economic and environment balance, coal is subject to additional costs of the application of the technology to reduce carbon dioxide emission. The cost competitiveness of a major challenge of RE as it costs more than coal in construction of the infrastructure and energy generation costs. Technology investment is considered an effective way to reduce the cost of renewable energy development and storage. Okay, and these are the challenges in terms of sustainability, innovation and technology, quantity supply, demand requirement, affordability and sources. For sustainability, environment and social impact of the power plant development, environment aspect of the size of the plant, the footprint, area required, the impact to the environment, greenhouse gases, and reduction. For the innovation and technology, advancement technology is needed, such as battery energy storage system for renewable energy, and the energy that matched, such as ultra supercritical coal plant, is required. For energy, for quantity supply, power generation density and also the ability to generate electricity in order to meet energy demand is required. Affordability investment cost, reasonable and affordability tariff to customer. For the resources, abundant of resources and limited, locally available or imported, transportation constraint, weather dependency. So these are the challenges. As the conclusion, diversification of sources of fuel to generate electricity is essential to ensure reliability and sustainability of energy supply to national grid Malaysia. This sought the balance of energy supply between conventional and RE, which is a long way to achieve in sustainability of energy supply. So this I would like to credit to my student, technologist Muhammad Khairul Fakruzaman alias, he is the manager of Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB and also the alumni of Quantity Surveying Program, and now he is enrolling a student in the Master of Green Architecture UiT Perak. Okay, he has shared a few project of the hydroelectric Nenggiri. This is ongoing project at Kelantan. And these are the pictures of the project hydroelectric Nenggiri in Kelantan. With that, thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh and very good days. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to welcome you to all to 6th Undergraduate Seminar and Built Environment and Technology USBET 2023, an event that promised to be gathering of the greatest mind, thoughtful discussion and innovative ideas. My name is Dr. Wan Samsul Zamani Wan Hamdan and I will be your moderator for this conference. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to each of and every one of you for joining us today. For present here is testament to your commitment to the field of construction management, for thirst and knowledge, and for your dedication to make positive impact your respective area of expertise. USBET 2023 is bringing together a diverse group of undergraduate students from different departments and institutions. During 3 days of conference, we will embark on a journey of exploration and collaboration. We will engage in meaningful discussion, share groundbreaking research, and foster connections that have the potential to shape the future. Our theme for this conference, Sustainable Built Environment, has been carefully selected to reflect the most pressing issue and advancement in our field. Throughout our time together, we will delve deep into the theme, dissecting its various aspects and seeking innovation solution to the challenge and its present. In addition to the scheduled session, we will continue for the 46th paper to be presented. Before we commence with our first presenter, I would like to remind all presenters to be mindful of the time allocated for each session to ensure that we stay on schedule. Without further ado, let's begin our journey of exploration and discover first session for this seminar. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to all the presenters.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Fahina binti Mustafa Kamal. I would like to present my topic for USBET 2023. My article topic is high-rise construction accident prevention practice in Klang, Malaysia. A construction site is a place of work where there are numerous dangerous activities and accidents. Due to the sheer country's frequent development of high-rise buildings, safety and health hazards in the construction industry require additional attention. Every year, a large number of accidents occur on building construction sites, particularly on high-rise construction sites. At construction sites, there are many unpredictable hazards and accidents, and thousands of people are hurt or killed by each year. National Fire Incident Reporting System (NFIRS) stated that high-rise buildings can be classified into four ranges, which are 7 until 12 stories, 13 until 24 stories, 25 until 49 stories, and 50 stories or more. So in general, 75 feet, which is 23 meters, or 7 stories will be the cut-off point for the most purpose. According to Wahab 2017, construction sites accidents occur as a result of either the construction companies or the worker mistakes. The victims' injuries, death, losses, and property damage usually happen when accidents happen. Due to this accident, the construction projects may have a financial and time impact on the projects. These factors might lead to the project cost overruns and delays. Next, this table shows that most authors and researchers supported that struck by falling objects, whether with plant or machineries, is the main causes of high-rise building accident, which are supported by the authors A. Rahim, Goh, T. Niskanen, Rafin Dadi, S. Jayan, and Aram Hamid. Next, fall from height might be the second causes of accident in high-rise building, as 5 of authors and researchers support this statement. The 4 authors, Yadili, A. Rahim, Goh, and Manzoor, support that scaffolding is also the cause of the accident at the construction site. Fire and emergency also one of the cause of accident. High-rise building are supported by the authors A. Rahim, Omid Hosseini, and Rafin Dadi. The last one, killed from explosion statement as causes of accident in high-rise building, supported by Rafin Dadi. High accident rates in construction are nothing new, but they are not something to be taken lightly. Not only when accident occurs and affect not only the injured person, but also the morale of other workers. In addition, it costs money and slows down construction progress. It has been apparent in recent decades that the building industry needs to be more aware of safety. This is because work-related injuries, workers' compensation, insurance premiums, injury-related indirect costs, and litigation are all quite expensive. There are lots of prevention practice for high-rise building construction. Firstly is personal protective equipment. According to Mitchell and Braithwaite, utilizing the personal protective equipment (PPE) at the construction site is one of the essential processes or compulsory requirement that the construction company will have to prepare for the workers before allowing the workers to start the work. Next is proper housekeeping. Shawley et al. 2018 previous study revealed that most accidents associated with construction undertakings were attributed to a lack of proactive and preventive measures such as workforce training, resource identification and control, safety awareness and education, and so forth. Thirdly, Rodriguez Garzon et al. 2015 also stated that training programs concentrate on several safety management characteristics, including safety programs, which is crucial characteristic of safety management. With an efficient safety training program, the frequency of work-related accident and fatality can be decreased. The method involved in order to select the sample size is random. According to CIDB registration for contractors, the population of contractors in Klang Selangor has a total of 2,637 companies. The sample size was determined using Craigie and Morgan's table of 1,970 in determining the sample size for a population. As a result, the total number of contractor companies in Klang Selangor in this research sample is 335. From the findings of this study based on the table above, fall from height of the building had been recorded as the first causes of high-rise building accident, as it was ranked first with a mean value of 4.58. Based on findings, most of the respondents who answered this survey question agreed that falling from high-rise building was the main cause of accidents that occur at the construction site. Since it is a work involving high-rise building, it will undoubtedly put the laborers at a risk of falling from the top of floor as well as high. Next, the depth of the cause of electric shock ranked second with a mean value of 4.32 based on table above. The electric shock may be caused by the wear of temporary electrical cable on each floor of the building. In third ranking, struck by falling objects, plant and machineries has achieved a mean value of 4.31. Fire emergency achieved the mean value 4.21, which ranked fourth place in the causes of high-rise building accident. Next, the causes of high-rise building accident, which is killed from the explosion, ranked at fifth place with a mean value of 4.20. Lastly, scaffolding had been recorded as the last cause of high-rise building accident as it was ranked at last with a mean value of 4.18 based on table above. The finding shows few of respondents answered neutral, maybe because they are less convinced that scaffolding is the main cause of accident. This slide shows the findings from respondents about prevention practice of high-rise building accident. Based on the table above, proper housekeeping received the approval of many respondents that is one of the best prevention practice to avoid high-rise building accident, as it was ranked first with a mean value of 4.48. Next, training skills ranked second with a mean value of 4.46 based on the table above. Through the finding, quite majority agree that training skills can improve the workers' safety in construction site. After that, the best prevention practice of high-rise building accident, which is personal protective equipment (PPE), ranked at third place with a mean value 4.45. Inspection achieved a mean value of 4.44, which ranked fourth place in prevention practice in high-rise building construction. And then lastly, providing more fall protection system had been recorded as the last prevention practice of high-rise building, as it was ranked at last with a mean value of 4.37 based on the table above. From the discussions, according to the literature review for section B, struck by falling objects, plant and machineries is cited most frequently by researchers as the main cause of high-rise building construction accident. However, the findings reveal that the highest ranking causes of high-rise building construction accident is fall from height of the building due to some aspects of safety. The reputation of the contractor will be directly impacted because the contractor will be seen as having poor commitment to safety in their projects. According to the literature review for section C, the use of PPE, personal protective equipment, is cited most frequently by researchers as the main causes of high-rise building construction accident. However, the findings reveal that the highest ranking of prevention of high-rise building construction accidents is proper housekeeping, which following OSHA. This can ensure that workers will fully prepare before starting the construction works. In conclusion, falling from height gets a lot of supports or vote because when it comes to work in high places, the risk of falling from the top floor is also high. This survey reveals that lots of respondents agree that falling from height is the most typical accident on construction sites. All of this may have been brought on by the employee's own negligence or failure to wear provided PPE. Next, lots of respondents also agree that proper in-housekeeping is the best prevention of high-rise building accidents in construction sites among the other four practices. It is the responsibility of the workers in the area to continue to maintain the cleanliness and organize the group properly. They should ensure that their workplace is always steady so that the unwanted events will not occur in their workplace. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to this presentation where we are about to embark on an important journey exploring how climate change affects the maintenance of buildings with a special focus on the mosque in Seri Iskandar. Let's start with the weather check. Over the years, Malaysia has been getting warmer about 0.25 Celsius hotter each year since 1961, and it's not just the heat. Rainfall patterns have gone a bit haywire, with extreme events like heavy rains and heat wave becoming a part of our life. So, what's the big deal? Well, climate change isn't just about messing up the outdoor plants, it's causing flood, landslide, and rising sea level. And guess what? Our buildings are not immune to all this drama. Here's the scoop. Climate change brings on a bunch of new challenges for building upkeep. Think leaky roof from heavy rain and structure taking a beating during storms. It's like our buildings are facing extreme weather tantrum. Now let's talk about money. Keeping building in a good shape isn't free. Actually, it can eat up a big chunk of the budget. Imagine maintenance costs shooting up like a thermometer on a hot day. Time for some real-world action. Our research zoomed in on the mosques in Sur Iskandar, Masjid Bandar University, and Masjid As-Siddiq. This place serves as our detective to understand how the climate change impact maintenance. To sum it up, this research shut out a loud and clear message. Climate change and building maintenance are like buddies. What happened to the weather affects how we care for our structure. And guess what? It calls to action. And that's a wrap. Remember that together we can shape our future, where our buildings stand strong against the challenges of climate change. Thank you all for joining me on this journey through the impact of climate change on building maintenance. Your attention and interest truly meant a lot. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Maria Ila Natasha binti Mazlan, and now I'm going to present my topic for my paper, which is a study of factors contributing to accidents at construction site. Introduction. Okay, in many nations, the construction industry plays a significant economic role and is frequently cited as an engine of economic expansion, especially in developing nations. So it significantly affects the safety and health of employees, and both economically and socially, the building sector is so crucial. And there are many different activities which construction workers can take part in, and each one of them carries some danger. And a safe and healthy work environment is also crucial to a person's overall quality of life, because there are numerous significant risks that can endanger one worker's life in the construction business. And the occupational safety is also a crucial element for the production efficiency. Factors of accidents happen in a construction site. The first one is failure to use the personal protective equipment, PPE, and the use of defective equipment. The use of inadequate equipment and the failure to wear the PPE are the major causes for the construction site accident. And the increased injuries come from efficient management of the purchase and maintenance of the safety equipment. And without the PPE, the risk of unintended injury increase considerably. And the second one is poor site management, for the ineffective execution which arise from insufficient planning. The more time and the more effort you put into the project preparations, the better equipped you will be once the work begins. And the process starts with a thorough review and understanding of the plans, specifications, scope of work, and also the client expectation. And the third factor is human factor. The human error causes the building site mishap, and alcohol or drug use may affect the employees' attentiveness and can lead to serious mishaps. And having any type of drug or alcohol during the working will affect their decision-making ability, and also they unable to act responsibly, which can lead to poor decision making and unsafe employment. So other than that, the stubbornness of worker also one of the causes which leads to accident at construction site. Methodology. Okay, for the method, the researcher approached respondent through a physical meeting at first, but because of the time was running out and the respondent also very busy, the questionnaire was given by link through email or social media. And the researcher will be using the Microsoft Excel 2020 and the SPSS version 26, which will be used for the studies examination for the questionnaires data. And the sample or questionnaire were sent utilizing a survey technique with an internet survey tool called Google Forms. According to the Rausoff calculator, the entire population sample of the expert that might be involved with the building site from around Sri Iskandar Perak, which is 100 respondents, with only 80 sample size required for this analysis. And the respondents involved were developers, contractors, project managers, and also the site workers. Findings. Okay, the table shows that the several factors caused the occurrence of the accident at construction site. The majority of the respondents agree that unsafe working method and also unsafe equipment are the causes for the construction accident, which is the highest, with the rank 1 for voted, while the second highest is lack of safety precaution when working with the machinery, which can lead to any danger. And there is only a little difference between each ranking by using the mean, and this finding is consistent with the findings from previous researchers. Conclusion. For the conclusion, the aim of the study has been achieved, and by achieving the objective, a deep understanding for the root cause and contributing factors behind the construction site accident can be gained, which leading to the target interventions and preventive measure. And the analysis focused on identify the factor that were consistently associated with the occurrence of accident, and through the data analysis, the study uncovered significant correlations between this factor and the occurrence of accident at construction site. And for example, it was found that a lack of proper training and also worker non-compliance with safety procedure were the key factors contribute to the accident occurrence. And other than that, the equipment malfunction and inadequate maintenance were identified as factors that increased the likelihood of accidents. That's all from me. Thank you.
Construction challenges and endemic. Did you know that the COVID-19 was not the first pandemic that occurred? Catastrophic events such as pandemic and the flood did happen several times in the past. For instance, the Justinian flood and the Black Death are among the well-known calamities that occurred in the past. The Justinian flood, it got its name because the Byzantine emperor during that time was named Justinian I. It is caused by the bubonic plague. It is the first documented pandemic outbreak that occurred in the humankind history. The calamities lasted not 2 decades, but more than 2 centuries, and estimated that the pandemic took 25 up to 100 million lives and annihilated about a third of the Europe's population during that time. Human, or the scientific name Homo sapiens, learn from the history, and among the history that we learn, it is the history with pandemic, the Black Death. The Black Death wiped out 200 million lives. From the Black Death history, we practice the improving sanitization and quarantine the infected people in order to help them slow down the pandemic outbreak, which we practically use during the outbreak of the Black Death. My bachelor degrees focus on the challenges during the transition to the endemic. The root of the cause must be identified first in order to give the solution. The challenges are categorized into social and economic aspect. Looking at the bigger picture, the solution can be applied to small firms as well as the bigger scale. I ended my presentation with a quote. from Barbara Fredrickson. Barbara Fredrickson said, positive people can maintain a broader perspective and see a bigger picture, which help them identify the solution. Meanwhile, the negative people tend to maintain a narrow perspective and focus on the problem rather than the solutions. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Nurul Amalin Iwana binti Ziman. I will present to you about my research on the key factor that affected the well-being of construction labour during COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 is a disease caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus which spread from person to person. Its symptoms include fever, cough, exhaustion and difficulty in breathing. To control that spread, Malaysia enforced a movement control order MCO leading to travel restriction, work interruption and quarantine rules. Unfortunately, the situation caused anxiety, irresponsible behaviour and panic attack among migrant labour in Malaysia. The Malaysia government enforced a MCO to curb COVID-19 spread, but the resulting lockdown brought travel bans, halted construction works and enforced quarantine that causes panic among construction labour. This crisis affected not just physical health but also mental well-being, particularly for isolated migrant labour facing exclusion and its consequences. Loneliness and mental health issues happen from these challenges and health measure. Globally, businesses including project building suffer from delay and abandonment. Migrant labour often lack support from national response measure. The pandemic also increased workplace safety concern, particularly in construction where crowded dormitories make distancing tough, posing additional health risks. Echoing this, research was mooted to investigate the welfare of construction labour amid the COVID-19 pandemic. In line with this aim, one research objective was established to identify the key factors that affect the well-being of construction labour during the COVID-19 pandemic. It is hoped that the establishment of the objective helped to achieve the main purpose of this research. Based on the previous research, several key factors has been pointed out, which are psychological factor, economic factor, and individual factor. The research focused on construction labour in Kuala Lumpur, totally 81,000 according to data from Jabatan Perakaan Malaysia Kuala Lumpur. A sample of 384 was chosen using Craigie and Morgan's method. SPSS version 27 was used to analyse the data collected. Employer frequency and descriptive analysis to receive finding and discussion. A quantity method will be used by distribute a set of questionnaire to gain more understanding of the topic. The table shows the summary percentage and frequency for each respondent's profile in the survey on the key factors that affect the well-being of construction labour. Firstly, the percentage of respondents' experience. The highest percentage is 46.6%, which is a range less than 5 years. Secondly, a percentage of family dependents. It stated that 44.3% have 1 to 2 family dependents. Based on the table, the respondents stated that they 100% were affected by the pandemic COVID-19. The table showed the psychological factor affecting the well-being of construction labour during the COVID-19. Construction labour is concerned about the possibility of spreading the virus has been found as the main psychological factor for construction labour. Next, economic factor. The most highly rate was SOP limit the number of labour on a construction site. Last but not least, individual factor. The most highly rate was the spread of the virus is caused by the lack of social distancing between construction labour. Based on the analysis of factors affecting the well-being of construction labour during the COVID-19, the result of the mean score for each category were discovered. The most affected category was economic factor, followed by individual factor and then psychological factor. In conclusion, the study showed COVID-19's impact on construction labour well-being, encourage industry awareness and proactive measure. Constructed understanding of pandemic effect, health, social protection, clear protocol and safety are important for secure work amid COVID-19. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I am Atira Razali from AP256 Building Construction Technology. So this is my topic for USBET, which is Innovative Drawing for External Wall Painting, a conceptual study. I begin my presentation with introduction background of study. In Malaysia, wall painting process still require a conventional method that demand a large manpower. However, these conventional methods have many drawbacks to the workers and the construction sector. The aim of this study is to develop an innovative drawing for external wall painting for a construction industry purpose. There are 4 objectives that need to be achieved, which is the first one is to create the innovative drawing for external wall painting design ideas. Next, to assemble the 3D modeling from improvise the design of innovative drawing. Third, to demonstrate the performance of innovative drawing, and the last one is to suggest the marketability potential of innovative drawing for external wall painting. Literature review that collected from various databases consists of first, dependency on workers, next, issues with chemical wall paint exposure to the painters which relate to the health issues, and the last one is issues with safety of painters at high-rise buildings. Next, this is the methodology design framework, which the data was collected through a secondary data review and the design thinking, then evaluate through the data analysis and come the output as product 3D modeling. So this is the proposed material and components for the innovative drone. Performance demonstration for the drone innovative for external wall painting. The drone controller received the total area of the external wall from computer system in a LiDAR 3D view. The barrier elements such as windows and cladding was also appear in LiDAR 3D view. Desired paint or colors was loaded into the paint container. The drone was set up to start the operational process and the green light appeared. The operator will create a flight plan by finding the drone's ideal flight route to guarantee that the entire wall surface is covered. Drone was launched from a secure place. The wall was painted by using the built-in spray system to paint the wall surface while controlling the drone to fly along the planned route. Painting operation moved in linear motion along the wall. The drone operator was continually keep an eye on the drone location, the availability of paint, and the painting overall quality. Surface of the paint was checked for any skip area or flaws once the wall was painted completely. The drone was landed by avoid any hazards and safely guide the drone back to the landing area. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Assalamualaikum and greetings. So my name is Izzat Fairi bin Zanil Abidin. My student ID is 2021813584. So today I would like to present about my topic for USBET2023, which is rebuilding the resilience of construction firms after the pandemic. So for the introduction, I would like to highlight about two terms, which is post-pandemic resilience for construction firms and strategies for enhanced resilience. For the first one is to underscore the significance by rebuilding the resilience for the constructor firm, and the second one is to enhance the resilience of the contractor firms. So next, which is the problem statement. This study to examine how construction firms in Malaysia to adapt to the post-pandemic endemic phase and to adapt the new standard operating procedure (SOP) that announced by the government. So the objective of this study to identify the problem that construction industry face. Second one is to investigate the impact towards construction industry situation, and the last one is to understand the strategies in adapting the endemic phase by the players. So for the literature review, in this research, researchers touch about some meanings in construction industry, contractor type in Malaysia, the history of COVID-19 in Malaysia, and how the treatments positive and negative of COVID-19 to the world, and the last one is how it affects the construction industry. So the researcher used the method for the first phase is qualitative, and for the second phase is quantitative. In the first phase, the interview session with the researcher having an interview session with construction company from G1 to G7, it to understand the action and behavior of the company towards the endemic. For the second phase, the researcher use a quantitative, which conclude can be assigned to a three sections: section A, B, and C. And for the data finding, for the section A, for the company background, there is 21 respondents. This questionnaire include about the gender, age, working position that are most likely about the company. So from the findings that we could find that mostly a man works in the industry. For the section B is that issue arising. So between those companies, the survey has asked each of them to elaborate their company problem after the pandemic, such as critical priorities, case scenario, and current situation that happened. In the section C, this research survey has respond on how their company is transferring the problem to driven their success towards the endemic. They need to list down the problem to ensure the smoothness of their operations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning or good evening, sir or madams. So today I will present about the potential of the use of the glow-in-the-dark safety helmet for enhance the worker safety for the USBET presentations. So let me introduce. My name is Muhammad Zura Hafiz bin Muhammad Ali. So let's go for the presentation. So let's go to the introduction. The first thing is the construction safety. Site safety aims to protect the worker from the death, injury and health-related risks. These safety helmets are widely used in the construction site, industrial facilities and also the mining operation for the head and brain injury preventions. So for the proper safety helmet is a very crucial, and it can mean between the difference between life and death. So with the high visibility clothes and the temporary light are very essential to ensure the worker visibility to drivers and also the equipment apparatus. So based on the photoluminescent safety signs, which is it can generate light without the heat or electrical connections, are very useful in a profession with the moving car or the pole lighting. This is based on the glow-in-the-dark safety helmet. It can offer to increase the visibility and also can be the particular variable in the emergency service, transportation and also the railway industries. So by implement this glow-in-the-dark safety technology in the other countries, it highlight its importance as a subject of the innovation and study in improving safety. So, for the material and method, this development of the glow-in-the-dark safety helmet is represent a sophisticated process that combine the material science and also the safety engineering to address the unique challenge of the working in a low light or the dark environments. So, first and foremost, the choice of the material is crucial, which the outer shell of this helmet must be carefully selected to accommodate the photoluminescent pigment effectively. So these pigments are special to compound that they have the unique ability to absorb and also store energy from the external light source, which typically the phosphorescent pigment are used due to their efficient light absorbing and also emitting properties. So the integration of the photoluminescent pigment into the helmet outer shell is precise. So the manufacturer mix this pigment into the helmet-based material, which it can ensure consistent distributions. And this also, the material is designed to absorb and also store energy from the light and for the light source, effectively charging and the helmet for the later use. Okay, let's go to the limitation of the study. The first one is the conceptual study. This is where the study is there's no data collection or the lab testing involved, because this is due to the time limitations. So the second one is the limited of the testing conditions. So if the helmet are only evaluated in a curtain lighting scenario, such as the complete darkness of the low light, the result might not be generalizable. So the last one is the limited populations, which the result may not apply to the other group of the people who may also use the helmet in the studies that solely included member of the one particular group, such as the construction workers. So the advantage of the glow-in-the-dark safety helmet, the first one, it can enhance the worker visibility in the low light or the dark conditions. The second one, it can make sure the worker remain easily noticeable, thereby they enhance the overall workplace safety. The third one is it can play a vital role in enhance the worker morale, and the last one, it can offer a significant cost saving by preventing workplace injuries, particularly head injuries. So for the conclusion and recommendations, this topic, but the topic is, the first one is the development of the glow in the dark in the safety helmet represent a significant breakthrough in the field of the safety gear technology. This innovation greatly reduced the risk of the incidents and enhanced the overall safety for the workers. And the last one is encouraging the manufacturer to re-evaluate their design and also prioritize the visibility and enhance the safety measure in their products. So that's all from me. Thank you for listening my presentations. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ikmal bin Azmi. I would like to present about my topic for USBET 2023. My article topic is post-COVID-19 impact of labor insufficiency in construction site. There is 5 presentation outline, which is first is introduction, second is literature review, third is research methodology, fourth is analysis and finding, and lastly, fifth is conclusion. For the introductions, the COVID-19 pandemic has a significant negative impact on the construction sector in Malaysia. Many construction projects were put on hold across the MCO, with the exception of those deemed crucial or essential services. Contractors have continued to experience disruption even after the MCO was withdrawn, such as labor insufficiency and those brought on by needing to implement strict standard operating procedures on health and safety precautions for construction sites. Therefore, it is crucial to identify the impact of labor insufficiency in Malaysian construction sites after COVID-19 pandemic. Next, for the literature review, Iqbal et al. 2021 state that the slow progress of the construction sectors in the crisis of COVID-19 grabs the attention of stakeholders. The construction industry business is at risk because of the adverse impact of COVID-19 that leads to a decrease in economic growth. Ankan et al. 2021 state that coronavirus is an infection disease. Therefore, to stop the spread of this disease, the construction works have been temporarily stopped, keeping in mind the concerns of the workers in the construction industry. ILO Sectional Brief 2021 state that the COVID-19 pandemic has devastated the world of works. Its impact, which varies across sectors, have been significantly in the construction sectors. Al-Sharif et al. 2021 state that significant delay in the inspection and securing permits were also reported. For example, one of the interviewed contractors mentioned that all parties transitioned to the new format of working. There were delays in completing inspection and the certification of works. And Dr. Yasir and Al-Haga 2020 state that following the spread of the virus, many countries start implementing several measures to reduce movement of people, and that has mainly obstructed the construction because it requires on-site works and every project members must be available to works, check and monitor all the works activities. So for the research methodology, this research uses quantitative method to achieve the objective. Quantitative method that explains its finding is numbering form. The secondary data were from the article and journals. The primary data is questionnaire. There are two sections in questionnaire. First section is demography and the next section is impact of labor insufficiency in construction site. Questionnaire were distributed to 55 contractor grade 7 in Perak. The list of contractors was extracted from the CIDB website. And for the data analysis, by using SPSS software in descriptive analysis. Descriptive analysis is in SPSS can be retrieved by clicking Analyze menu to descriptive statistic. Detailed information can be obtained using frequency. Next, for the analysis and finding, from the breakdown, we can see that companies' financial loss received the highest mean score, which is 4.94. This is followed by second and third rank, which are follow a project delay and construction productivity with the mean of 4.9, 4.69 and 4.66 respectively. Research conducted at Cebu, Sarawak revealed the 175 contractors J1 agreed that the COVID-19 pandemic caused delay in project completion. Tekin 2022 state that in the research revealed in Turkey, construction industry clearly showed that construction labor productivity was deeply affected by the coronavirus disease COVID-19 pandemic. And finally, the lowest rank, which is fourth rank, is labor's joint other industry with the mean score of 1.50. Lastly, for the conclusion, labor is a crucial resource to perform physical works on construction site. Without labor, all the works on site, the COVID-19 outbreak affected labor insufficiency on construction site. The research revealed 4 impact of labor insufficiency in construction site after COVID-19 pandemic based on highest to lowest ranking. There are company financial losses, project delay, construction productivity, and labor's joint other industry. For the future research, instead of focusing just on construction in G7 in Perak, the target respondents' location can be broadened. Aside from that, additional research with a larger number of respondents and a wider range of respondents is required. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Muhammad Nuraima bin Azhar. Today I would like to present about the impact of material price fluctuation on housing project. Material price fluctuation have a profound impact on housing project, influencing project budget, timeline and overall project feasibility. The construction industry heavily relies on various materials such as steel, cement, sand, aggregate and concrete, the price of which are subject to market dynamic and global trends. According to a report by Turner and Townsend 2021, material price in the construction industry have experienced notable fluctuation in recent years. Factors such as inflation rate, interest rate, currency exchange rate, high demand, and market demand fluctuation have contributed to the instability. Construction projects heavily rely on the timely and consistent material deliveries, and disruption caused by the price fluctuation can result in delays, increased construction costs, and contractual disputes. According to Jaya Singh 2015, price fluctuation represents both the rise and fall of resource and service price, as well as those that may result in payment from the employer to the contractor. According to Gavin 2008, inflation is the key factor influencing price changes in civil engineering construction. The variation in the pricing of housing units over time is referred to as price fluctuation in a housing project. Market circumstances, supply and demand dynamic, economic trend, interest rate, and local or regional variable can all cause housing price to change. In many circumstances, increase in building material price might have an impact on project implementation. For example, rise in steel costs in late 2019. There are 4 phases for research methodology in this study that you can see in this slide. So this is the first objective for this study, which is effect of material price fluctuation to a housing project. The top 3 of these objectives are increase in the final cost of building product, collapse of building due to less quality material, and client expectation on quality project delivery. Second objective is factor that causes the increase in the price of housing project material. The top 3 of these objectives are inflation rate, interest rate, and currency exchange rate. The third objective is ways to reduce problem due to price fluctuation of housing project materials. The top 3 of these objectives are better contract procedure, good human resource management, and improved contractor financial utilization. In conclusion, the study undertaken in the study has shed light on the significant impact of material price fluctuation on housing project. The study has revealed that material price fluctuation can disrupt project budget, leading to cost overrun and financial instability. This, in turn, can lead to delays in project timelines, affecting overall project schedule and potentially causing missed opportunities in the real estate market.
The study has underscored the importance of risk management strategies in mitigating the adverse effects of material price fluctuations. In the future research, the scope of research should be expanded to the other areas and to the other grades of contractor company with a larger scope and a larger sample to identify the impact of material price fluctuation in housing project and obtain more information in a wide area. Other than that, the researchers can change method of data collection by using interview method. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Shafiq bin Suhaimi. Today's topic is safety issues in construction site of LRT3 at Station 7, Shah Alam, Selangor. My supervisor's name is Dr. Anishano Williana Abdul Rashid. For problem statement, some companies, for instance, do not use complete personal protective equipment (PPE) on construction sites, showing a lack of seriousness about safety issues. For example, in LRT3 Bandar Bukit Tinggi Klang, when scaffolding at the site collapsed, one Bangladesh worker died and 4 others were injured. The aims are to identify the safety issues and gather opinion from residents nearby to the construction site about the safety issues of LRT3 at Section 7 Shah Alam, Selangor. The objective are to identify safety issues in construction sites. The second one, to determine the rank of safety issues at construction sites. For the literature review, why construction sites have more dangers: faulty ladders, improper crane use, improper scaffolding use, lack of head protection, inadequate equipment on excavation sites, forklift operation without proper training. Second one is importance of safety issues in the construction site. First one is educate the workforce. Remember the hierarchy of controls. And the last one, employ effective safety management. The research method, quantitative methods emphasize objective measurement and statistical, mathematical or numerical analysis of data collected through polls, questionnaire and surveys, or by manipulating pre-existing statistical data using computational techniques. Section A of the questionnaire survey consists of demographic questions. Section B was set to discover the factors that influence the public perception on the safety issues in construction site of LRT3 at Section 7 Shah Alam, Selangor. The type of question in Section B used Likert type scales with choices ranging from strongly agree to strongly disagree. It was simply designed to clarify the ambiguous question for the respondents to choose. Moreover, for Section C were listing type, where respondent could tick one answer from the given optional answer. Whether yes or no, the instruments were made based on several previous studies with some modification in accordance to the researchers' objective in this study. For conclusion and recommendation, for government, enforce and enhance regulations, conduct regular inspection and audits to ensure compliance and take appropriate actions against non-compliant parties. For the construction company, appoint dedicated safety personnel, design personnel qualified safety professionals who are responsible for monitoring and enforcing safety standards on construction sites. For the last one is contractor. Prioritize safety in subcontractor selection. Prioritize those with a strong safety record and a commitment to following safety protocols. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Ahmad Adam bin Azlan. So, this is my title of my paper, Material Management in High-Rise Building. For introduction, the goal of material management is to ensure that the materials are available at their point of use when needed. If the materials are not managed properly, then it affects the cost of the construction and the time and effort invested in the construction site is waste. There are many problems affecting the construction project. Materials management in high-rise building construction involve the effective coordination and control of construction material throughout the project life cycle. Material management is an important function for boosting productivity and efficiency in construction projects. The term refers to a combination of processes responsible for the searching, purchasing, moving, storing and controlling of materials in an effective and cost-effective manners. It also to gain economy in purchasing, satisfy demand during period of replenishment, carry reserve stock to avoid stock out, to stabilize fluctuation in consumption, and to provide a reasonable level of client service. For research aim and objective, the aim of this research project is to identify how materials management to be managed in high-rise building and the challenges faced by the contractor to organize the material. In this research, it consists of two objectives to ensure the aims to be achieved. Thus, the objectives are as follow: to identify current material management in high-rise building, and to identify the problems and challenges of material management in high-rise building. Material management process in high-rise building have 5. First, planning. Second, procurement. Storage. Fourth, handling. And 5, monitoring. In Malaysia, like in many other countries, material management in the construction industry face various challenges. These challenges can impact project timelines, cost, and overall efficiency. And here are some common material management challenges faced in Malaysia. First is constrained site storage. Second is material shortage and delay. Third, procuring a bit, incorrect quantities, material transportation, small elevator, and lack of skill of workers. This is finding and analysis. The first table is challenges of material management in a high-rise building, and the second one is solution of material management in high-rise building. The top challenges of material management is building having small elevator to transport, and for the top rank of solution is stay up to date market trend for material and avoid overspending on material. For conclusion, the paper successfully identified high-rise building material management practice and their issue. Data analysis revealed several key findings. Data analysis show significant dissatisfaction with current material management practice and suggesting improvement. Most respondents said high-rise building project need material management.
Hi, my name is Mohamed Karakusheri Berusni, and today I will present to you the driving impact of delay in the construction project. Okay, for the introduction, according to Habibi and Kermashashi 2018, we find that delay in the construction sector are defined as time of run either past the date specified in the contract or past the date that the party had originally agreed the project would be delivered. Delay in the construction project, cost of run, and low quality have been common problems in the construction and engineering sector. Lesson et al. 2016. For the problem statement, according to Yap et al. 2018, unnecessary project delivery delay are a common source of construction project challenge, particularly in developing a nation. Understanding the leading causes of construction project delay will help evaluate gaps and weakness in project implementation and create the way for project performance improvement. Muhammad 2022. The aim for the study is to identify the most effective significant impact of delay in overall construction project. The objective is to determine the impact of the delay in construction project and to determine the causes of delay in the construction project. The question is, what is the impact of the delay in the construction project and what is the causes of delay in the construction project? Okay, next for the scope of research. The research is limited to contractor class G5 until G7 in Selangor by using Grasov sample size calculator. The sample size is 191 respondents. However, only 135 respondents received. This is a summary of the literature review. Next, for the methodology, we divide by 3 phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, methodology and data collection, and Phase 3, data analysis. Next, finding and discussion for session A. Age of respondent. The highest percentage is 41.2%, which range is between 30 and 59 years old. Hence, generally speaking, the contractor tend to be older and more experienced. For the type of class contractor, G5 include 37.6, G6 36%, and G7 26.4. Contractor class G7 has more scope of work in the construction and more experience other than contractor G5 and G6. Next, the experience. The majority of the experience age is between 6 to 10 years of experience. Next, the majority of respondents agree that they all have experienced delay in the construction project. Okay, next for finding and discussion for section B. The average mean method used to be analyzed and obtained from the data from Likert scale question. Then the data have been analyzed by using SPSS. Factor of delay in construction project. 10 factors are shown in the table with the mean value ranging from 3.65, the lowest value, to 4.6, the highest value. The most significant factor that contribute to the delay for this type of is due to financial method. Next, impact of construction delay. 10 impacts are shown in the table with the mean value ranging from 4.26, the lowest value, to 4.58, the highest value. The most significant impact that caused from the delay is damage company reputation. This is the reference for this research. Thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Ashwaruddin Misharuddin. I will present about the effect of overtime towards the construction labour, a contractor's perspective. According to the Employment Act 1955, overtime as work carried out in excess of the normal hours of work per day. Experts state that the normal labour week is 40 hours of work stated by Alloyd 2019. This is the example of overtime and normal working hours not only for construction activity but for all types of the work. The problem statement for this paper is first Zulkarnain et al. 2019 stated that Datuk Sri Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the Prime Minister during the time, has introduced a mega project for the country in order to boost the economy. Next, the Raza et al. 2021 state that a longer workdays increase or decrease productivity to optimize staff management and project planning. The Salih 2020, one of the challenges affecting the growth of this nation is the lack of available local workforce. And lastly, the poor labour productivity is one of the main effects of cost and time overruns in construction project, stated by Blackberry 2019. For the research objective in this paper is to identify the effect of overtime work to the construction labour, and this is a variable for the effect of overtime toward the construction labour. For the methodology, the total samples for this paper is 300 contractors registered from this IDB. By using a Kirsch and Morgan table, the total sample is 169 respondents. The targeted population for this paper is contractor grade 7 in Johor Bahru, Johor. Highest score mean in the effect of the overtime towards construction labour is fatigue with score 4.48. Therefore, by this survey proved that majority of the respondents said that the working overtime can cause fatigue among them. According to the literature, labour productivity reduction is cited most frequently by researchers as the main effect of overtime in construction, with 5 researchers supporting this claim. However, the finding revealed that fatigue is ranked highest as the effect of overtime. This demonstrates that overtime work can result in worker fatigue. Although overtime itself may not directly contribute to accident, it can lead to fatigue, which in turn can contribute to other factors. Positive work culture, open communication, and employee engagement can boost the job satisfaction and morale. Minimizing the negative effect of the work overtime, it is vital to recognize that the conclusion based on the perception and opinions of the participants in the survey. For the conclusion, this research found that overtime will affect among the workers in the construction industry. As a result, fatigue is among the highest ranking to the effect overtime continue with low productivity, low morale, increased absence. And lastly, higher accident rate. Fatigue is the main effect which can lead to other effect of overtime to workers such as fatigue leads to increase the accident rate inside. The fatigue among the workers will cause a loss the concentration in their work and probability of other negative effect will occur. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Narfadzila binti Yahya from AP256 Building Construction Technology. So this is my topic for USBET, which is the development of an automatic spraying robot for wall painting. First of all, I begin my presentation with introduction. So what is paint? Paint is a liquid that covers the surface of the building walls and known as a coating base. The purpose of paint is to improve the appearances and to protect the substrate material. Painting building walls can be traditional method and modern methods. The traditional method is a physically applying paint by using a brush, roller, hydraulic lifts, and ladder, while the modern method is by applying paint using a robotic or a machine. The aim for this study is to develop an automatic spraying robot for wall painting that can perform the task of painting building walls by using the spray technique. There are 4 objectives that need to be achieved. First, to create the automatic spraying robot for wall painting design idea. Second, to assemble from improvise the design of an automatic spraying robot for wall painting productivity. Third, to demonstrate the performance of an automatic spraying robot for wall painting productivity. And last but not least is to demonstrate an entrepreneur skill in proposing an automatic spraying robot for wall painting productivity which can be marketable. The literature review that have been collected from various databases consists of first, history of pain, second, composition of pain, and last but not least is the types of pain. Moving on to the data collection method. The data was collected by through test study and design thinking. Then, analyze all the data to generate the 3D modeling. So, this is the proposed product components and material that used for the development of an automatic spraying robot for wall painting.
Next, moving on to the operational process for the innovation product. The operational process for this innovation product is, first of all, before beginning the painting process, make sure all the location is safe. Secondly, prepare the desired paint, then pour the paint into the storage tank. Thus, switch on the robot and key in the wall dimension, texture, and robot path into the computer system. After set up the robot, press the start button on the monitor and the robots will begin painting the building walls vertically. Then the robot moves its arm along a predetermined courses, spraying paint at a fixed distance. Lastly, the robot moves onto the next portion of the wall until the whole building wall has been painted. After finished painting the building walls, the robot will return to its starting point.
That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nur Izzatul Husna and I am a quantity surveying student from UiTM Seri Iskandar Perak. In this video, I will present to you about my research which titled Quantity Surveyors Work Performance in the Post-COVID-19 Pandemic. Construction industry is crucial for social growth. In addition, construction is a complex sector which involving a diverse stakeholders and connection. In 2019, COVID-19 pandemic led to the global shutdown and affecting construction sector. The issues that arose are work pressure affect all levels, including quantity surveyors. The pandemic impacted the construction industry, reducing the job opportunities. COVID-19 transformed the employment landscape, causing various concerns. And lastly, changes in work culture further stressed the quantity surveyors. This research is aimed to suggest the strategies in enhancing the quantity surveyors' work performance level after the COVID-19 pandemic. For the research methodology, quantitative method is the technique utilized in this study and simple random sampling is employed as the sampling technique. The scope of respondent is the quantity surveyors who based in Selangor. Sample size was calculated using the Rousseau sample size calculator, resulting 176 sample size from the total population of 500 quantity surveyors. The data is collected from the online questionnaire which distributed via email and WhatsApp. A total of 162 feedbacks received and the data is analyzed using the Statistical Package for Social Science (SPSS) software. Next, let's move on to the findings and discussion of this research. The data on this table is generated using the SPSS software. The highest rank is provide a better working condition and environment in mean score at 4.80. Proceed with encourage team collaboration with mean 4.79 and then provide the best software for use by QS in mean 4.78. Last but not least, the research objective was achieved by ranking strategy variables. It can be summarized that the strategies to enhance QS work performance after the pandemic are improved working condition and environment, encouragement of team collaboration, and provision of suitable software for QS. The respondents are prefer a better working condition and environment as top strategy where good work condition give a lot of benefits such as job satisfaction, well-being, teamwork, focus, balance, and talent retention. Furthermore, enhanced working conditions are crucial for healthy work culture and QS performance. And lastly, the recommendation for future research is to extend the study to other construction personnel in this industry. That is all for my presentation. Thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Shafika Alia binti Zainuddin. I am from AP2296B. Today I am going to present my video presentation for USBET 2023, which is the topic of my research paper is Critical Factors Contribute to Non-Compliance of Safety Practices on Construction Site in Kuala Terengganu. To align with my research paper topic, here is the problem statement that I have gained to explain inside my research paper for USBET 2023. So first of all is accidents on building projects are caused by lack of communication among numerous entities. So the second one is major cause of this catastrophic construction site accident is also lack of awareness or disregard for the safety procedures in places. The last one is the workers did not wear personal protective equipment, which is we call as PPE, which is subset of safety equipment on construction site. So from the problem statement that I have gained for my research paper, here is the objective that I make, which is to analyze the critical factors contribute to non-compliance of safety practices on construction site. Moving on to the literature review for my topic, which is here are the keywords that I have gained from the topic that I have choose. So first of all is the critical factors, which is our essential elements in decision making, determining the success of failure or a decision. Next one is occupational safety and health, which is we call as OSHA, is to mandate employers and employees to maintain the workplace health and safety with penalties for the non-compliance. Next is the non-compliance, which is non-compliance may lead to high accidents rates and also a lack of safety culture on construction site. The second last is hazard. So hazard is risk referred to the potential for injury or negative impacts due to the exposures of a hazard. Lastly is the safety practices. To reduce fatalities, it is crucial to determine the strengths and weakness of the safety practices in construction projects. So benchmarking can help organizations to identify weakness and implement the best safety procedures or practices. The methodology that I use for this research paper is a quantitative research methods that confirm observation by gathering, analyzing, and measuring numerical data from a large sample. So, the data that I have gained to make this research is from primary data, which is from journals and also articles, and I also use the quantitative method, which is the distributions of questionnaire from Google Forms. For the conclusion, to sum up with all of my research paper that I have did is the critical factor was discovered through the identification of the average mean index. As shown inside this point below, there are two statistical analyses from the 14 crucial factors that was discovered about the critical factors of safety practices on construction site. A lot of the target responded disagree with these two critical factors, which is that there is a regular communication between the employees and management about the safety issues on construction site. And the second one is the employee uses the PPE, which is the personal protective equipment necessary to do their job safely on site. So this make these two point as the critical factors that contribute to the non-compliance of safety practices in construction site on Kuala Terengganu. I think that is all from me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and salam sejahtera. I am Nik Hazrin Tani Alisha binti Nik Nuhairi, last year student from AP229 at UITM Sri Iskandar. Today, I will present my topic, which is challenges of the demolition waste management practice at Selangor. For the first slide is presentation outline. First, I will present introduction, objective, problem statement, method used for this research, findings and discussion. From Yusuf 2012, waste produced by a variety of human activities, both industrial and household, can pose health risks and have a negative influence on the environment. Malaysia has been seen as a quickly developing country in recent years. In comparison to our expectation, the country's development is moving at a breakneck pace. As a result, many demolition projects are required to demolish old structures in order to make way for new construction. Demolition waste is 2 times as much as construction waste. As a result, excessive demolition project in a developing country will result in excessive demolition waste, which will have a far greater impact than construction waste. For example, concrete waste accounts for a significant portion of the entire amount of demolition waste, accounting for 24% according to previous studies. As a result, there are major concrete waste problems and demolition concrete waste recycling is still a problem. The term demolition work refers to any activity that involves the destruction or dismantlement of a structure or any part thereof. The process of demolition typically involves several stages, including planning, obtaining necessary permits, utility disconnection, salvaging reusable materials, and the actual demolition using methods such as implosion, height-reach excavator, wrecking balls, or handheld tools. The challenges of demolition waste management: first, disposal of construction and demolition waste in large quantities, unlawful dumping location; third, illegal contractor and workers; and the last one, high cost on transportation for local authority. Next, the objective of this research is to identify the challenges raised in managing demolition waste in local authorities in Selangor. The problem statement is significant amount of construction material are waste due to improper handling at construction sites. And the method used is quantitative method. As mentioned before, this study will cover the demolition waste management practice in Selangor. Questionnaire distributed to the building control, engineering, and waste department in local. From the analyzed data collected from 50 respondents on each related skill question, there are all the challenges in implementing demolition waste management rates as high. This is based on respondent answer of the questionnaires, but the highest number of mean are found at the number 2, which is the unlawful dumping with a statistical mean of 4.8. Some recommendations for improving a few aspects of local government management of construction and demolition waste can be obtained, namely, first, using more advanced and efficient construction technologies to reduce construction and demolition waste, such as the use of industrialized building system (IBS) to reduce waste. Second, increasing the amount of construction and demolition waste that is reduced, recycled, and reused. For conclusion, after analyzed using statistical mean, all the challenges stated in the questionnaires are all in the high index, which mean respondents have a big deal to implement waste management practice in Selangor. There are many challenges faced by the local authorities, such as illegal contractor or worker and unlawful dumping. Other challenges include the high cost of local government transportation. In some cases, local government may collaborate with private waste management companies or contractors to provide waste transportation services.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Anis Afifah binti Marzuki and I will present for my paper, which is soft skill requirement for quantity surveying graduates. So let's move on to the introductions. In the working industry, soft skills play a vital role in professional success and career advancement. Soft skills refer to personal attributes and interpersonal abilities that enable individuals to interact effectively with others, work well in teams, and adapt to different situations. Employers seek candidates with technical competency and soft skills to effectively collaborate with multidisciplinary teams, engage with clients, and address complex challenges. Next is research issue. According to Mustafa et al. 2022, the challenges faced by recent graduates in finding employment may be attributed to a lack of relevant soft skill competency. According to Abdurrahman et al. 2020, even after a year is over, nearly 60% of graduates are still unemployed. The reason of this severe unemployment issue is because of lack of job skills. Next is research objective. The objective of this research is to identify the soft skill requirement for quantity surveying graduates. So, from the literature review that have been made, responsibility, good manners, self-confidence, critical thinking, professional ethic and moral, time management skill, problem solving, teamwork, organization, communication skill, leadership skill, capability to work independently, and ability to teach is the crucial soft skill that quantity surveying graduates need to have. This research used a questionnaire as a quantitative data collection instrument to gather primary data. The questionnaire is developed based on literature review, essential for achieving the research objectives successfully. The target respondents are quantity surveyors working in companies registered with Board of Quantity Surveyor Malaysia (BQSM) in wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. The sampling technique employed is a simple random sampling, and the sample size is determined using a Craigie and Morgan table, resulting in 186 respondents from a population size approximately 360. However, the written respondent is only 178 respondents because of the time constraint in collecting data. In this research, SPSS will be used to analyze the data collected from the respondent. Next, we will be discuss about the finding and discussion for soft skill requirement for quantity surveying graduates. As we can see here, the most chosen soft skill requirement for quantity surveyor graduates is responsibility with the highest mean 4.68. Responsibility indeed crucial soft skill needed by quantity surveyor graduates. Shafi'i et al. 2014 was agreed that the responsibility is important soft skill for quantity surveyor, and quantity surveyors must take ownership of their works and responsibility for their actions. However, the lowest mean of ability to teach, which is 4.44, and this soft skills is stated by Shafi'i et al. 2040 and Adekunle et al. 2019 was not agreed by the respondent. Nevertheless, they may have another opinion that they think that this type of soft skill are not essential to the quantity surveyor. It because the quantity surveyor only focus with the related skill such as time management, integrity, organization, and more. For the conclusion and recommendation, quantity surveying graduates need to possess effective communication, teamwork, problem solving, adaptability, time management, and leadership to enhance their career prospect, collaborate with stakeholders, resolve complex challenges, adapt to industry changes, and manage their time effectively. For the recommendation for future research, expand the target respondent to the architect, engineer, and contractor, and not only focus to the QS. Next is recommended to examine strategies for improving the soft skill of quantity surveying graduates. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Fazim Ibn Mahdi, and I will discuss about the impact of material management on construction project performance. What is material management? Let's start by defining material management. It encompasses the planning, procurement, storage, and distribution of material used in construction projects. Why is it so important? Because it influences project performance in numerous ways, such as cost efficiency, project timeline, and quality control. So there are two case studies for this paper, which is Lumina, Taman Harmonis, and Lilium, Puncak Iskandar, which is a B site. The fraction of the data that a slide should present increase with size. It is instance the blue sector, which is the presence of each planning for material management, is greater than the orange sector, showing that the category presents make up the majority of the data, which is 75%, while the category absent make up the minority, 25%. This indicates that absent is the dominating category, accounting for 58% of the data, while presence is the lesser category, accounting for 42% of the data. The orange sector is larger than the blue sector in this instance. Overall, Site A material management procedures are more effective for ensuring efficient construction activities, but Site B method could be missing crucial processes that could have a big influence on project performance. So for the conclusion, material management is a cornerstone of construction project success. It impacts cost, timeline, quality, risk, sustainability, and stakeholder satisfaction. The building sectors in Malaysia confronts difficulties such as shifting material costs, hiccup in the supply chain, and legal restriction. So, by implementing best practices in material management, construction project can achieve greater efficiency, reduce risk, and enhance overall performance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurizati binti Abdul Halim and I would like to present my topic for USBET 2023, which is factors contributing to progress payment problems in Malaysian construction projects. First, this is the outline presentation, which consists of an introduction followed by a literature review, research methodology, findings and discussion, and lastly is the conclusion. Now is the introduction. A payment is a sum of money from one party to another as stated by Harun and Arazmi 2020. Based on clauses regarding payment under PWB Form 203A Revision 1/2010, a contractor must fulfill his obligation as confirmed early in his construction contract to carry out all the works. In addition, the client is obligated to fulfill his commitment to reimburse contractors for their work. According to Masrom et al. 2021, the major problems occurring in payment are delayed payment and non-payment. These problems remain in the construction industry and involve numerous phases and parties at all levels. Next is the literature review. This is the summary of factors contributing to progress payment problems in Malaysian construction projects, and there are 10 variables for the factors. Now we move on to the research methodology. There are 3 stages. The first stage is the literature review, which to identify the aim of research questions, research objective, overview of progress payment problems, and identifying the factors. And the data will be analyzed by comprehensive reading. Next stage is the quantitative method, which is the questionnaire survey. The questionnaire survey will be distributed to 106 contractors G1 until G5 within Klang Valley and will be analyzed by using SPSS software. A total of 52 questionnaires was written and the data will be analyzed by using descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. And the last stage is the conclusion. So here are the findings and discussions for the factors contributing to progress payment problems in Malaysian construction projects. The finding shows that most of the respondents agreed with all the factors responsible with the average mean score 4.15. The top 3 main factors contributed to progress payment problems are delay in payment certification with the mean score 4.23, dispute over the amount valuation of works with the mean score 4.23, and lack of knowledge of the standards construction contract with the mean score 4.21. Delay in payment certification may due to the ineffective payment procedure by the client. This is supported by the Masrom et al. 2021, who stated that if the certification was submitted late by the client, it is possible that the contractor will not receive payment. In conclusion, the top 5 factors have successfully identified, which are delay in payment certification, dispute over the amount of valuation of works, lack of knowledge of the standard construction contract, delay in interim payment evaluation and certification, and slow processing and delay of the finalization of the valuation order. It is crucial for identifying the factors in solving progress payment problems among contractors. For future research, a further study could be expanded to include construction industry, manufacturers and suppliers. By involving both of the manufacturing and supply sectors of the construction industry, the outcome will be more comprehensive and the study will be much simpler for future researchers to utilize. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Lena Nadira Binti Syahaldin from Department of Earth Environment Studies and Technology and Co-Commissioner of Quantity Surveying Honours. Today I would like to present my paper regarding approach to reduce the impacts of delay towards time overrun high-rise building project in Selangor, Malaysia. Construction companies strive to provide the best performance for their clients, but time overruns are a critical issue in the industry. Research on cost and time overruns in high-rise building construction projects, particularly in Malaysia, is insufficient. For quality materials, faulty packaging, transport and delivery management, poor material specification, incorrect order times and material delivery by suppliers can lead to delays and time overruns. Globally, construction delays are a serious factor with complex and high-risk projects requiring multiple contractors. Effective technical staff planning and scheduling by project managers and engineers are critical reasons for time overruns in high-rise building projects. In this study, there are 3 problem statements that were identified, which are quality of materials, does not meet the standard or contain defects, high-risk building projects are exposed to construction delay due to the process of construction is complicated and high-risk projects will require a few of contractor to complete the works and ineffective technical staff planning and scheduling by project managers and professional engineers are the most critical reasons that lead to time overruns on high-rise building projects. Every statement above was supported by the previous researcher, which are Statement 1 supported by Rahman et al. 2017, Statement 2 supported by Eric, Aaron and Edmund 2019, and last statement supported by Hasinda et al. 2018. This study conducted to recommend strategies to the contractor to reduce the delay problems that impact the high-rise building project towards time overrun in Selangor, Malaysia. Next, I will explain about the literature review in this study. What is a project delay? Based on Trondheim 2009, project delay is an event occurring at a later time than anticipated or to be completed later than planned or fails to take appropriate steps or occurs after the contracts agreed upon date. Meanwhile, based on Ashwini and Rahul 2014, project delay can be defined as the extension of period time for complete the construction project, while in short meaning the project will not be completed within the time frame and budgeted costs specified in the contract. There are two types of delay which are non-excusable delay and excusable delay. According to Salih Al-Hadi to me 2009, non-excusable delay means the contractor or its suppliers caused the delay without the fault by the owner, while excusable delay based on Wa'il Al-Ghabari 2007 and Salih Al-Hadi to me 2009 said that the owner or owner's agents are causing the compensable delay, while third parties or events outside the control of the client and the contractor. This is the table for the factors contributing to delay in high-rise building construction towards time overrun by the previous researcher. According to this table, the most factors that frequently stated by the previous researcher are lack of labor and skill, financial issues to parties involved in project, and lack of planning and scheduling. Next, factors that frequently mentioned by the previous researcher are delays in approval design and documentation, low productivity of labor, poor management and supervision at site by contractor, and less experience of contractor. Meanwhile, the rest of the factors not usually stated by the previous researcher. Next, this table is regarding the impacts of time overrun in high-rise building by the previous researcher. The most impacts that mentioned by the previous researcher, which are increase in project costs, both of decreased quality of work and productivity and disputes among the parties. Furthermore, the rest of impacts are not often stated by the previous researcher. Furthermore, this table shows the strategies to reduce time overrun in high-rise building by the previous researcher. The most strategies that mentioned by the previous researcher, which are effective planning and programming, besides the rest of impacts are not often stated by the previous researcher. The study utilized primary and secondary data collection methods. Primary data was collected from contractor companies in grade 7 in Selangor, Malaysia, using an online questionnaire survey using the Likert scale. Secondary data was obtained from previous researchers and journal articles that focus on the years 2015 to 2022 as they are relevant to the research topic. The population of the study is 3,244 of contractors company G7 in Selangor. For number of sample size, it had been obtained from Craigie and Morgan table 1970, and to get the sample size, random sampling method had been used. The sample size is 341 of contractor companies in Selangor. The sampling frame consists of project manager, senior project manager, and professional engineer. However, the written questionnaires were obtained from 74 of 341 respondents only due to the limitation of time and cooperation from respondents. The data analysis technique used was statistical package for the social science version 28. According to this finding, most of respondents choose effective planning and programming as a strategy to reduce the time overrun from occurred during high-rise buildings construction. And it was required good planning and programming to make the implementation of the works going smoothly, including in construction. If no proper planning and programming, it may cause the project delay and can lead to project failure. The study analyzed and found that the strategies strongly agreed upon by respondents are effective planning and programming. This finding can be supported by Pankaj 2016 because this author stated that effective planning must be done and carried out to prevent the surplus or lack of materials and the variation order during the construction process. Furthermore, Azri, Suhania and Azrina 2018 opined that implementing proper project planning and scheduling is necessary to obtain efficient time management. Additionally, Hasinda, Zian, Muhammad and Fikri 2018 mentioned that they must have effective planning and programming if they want to be complete the project on time. To sum up, the most strategy to reduce time overrun is effective planning and scheduling by the contractor. Next, the contractor should be aware because other parties, especially the subcontractor, may want to take advantage of them. The contractors must hire a good subcontractor to ensure the subcontractor does their job. My recommendation in this study is future researcher can do research regarding time overrun in high-rise building project, but focus only in one country, in Selangor, or the future researcher can do research regarding time overrun for high-rise building project, but focus for residential building only. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurailis Masharina and my research topic is the effect from the usage of the construction materials towards the environmental degradation. In Malaysia, construction industry is the most profitable sector to the national economy. Despite the rapid development, the problem of environmental pollution due to unplanned construction has become a major issue. The construction of urbanization that are generally based on various types of materials has caused many negative impacts on the environment. This research aim is to identify the effect from the usage of the construction materials towards the environmental degradation and to suggest the best strategies to overcome the problems. Among the effects from the usage of the construction materials to the environmental degradation highlighted in this research are health problems, environmental pollution, air pollution and increased heat, and problems in construction waste disposal. The type of data collection used for this research is quantitative method. The data was collected from a questionnaire survey and the respondents are architects and engineers in Pulau Pinang that works at registered firm with Board of Architect Malaysia and Board of Engineers. Based on Rausoft, the sample size for the population is 137. The questionnaire has been distributed through Google Form and received 45 responses. Next, the analysis done by using SPSS version 26. For the finding and discussion, the rank of mean for the effects from the usage of the construction materials towards the environmental degradation can be concluded with the first rank of mean for the effect is the environmental pollution, followed by problems in construction waste disposal at the second rank, health problems at the third rank, and air pollution and increased heat with the lowest rank. Next, the rank of mean for the strategies in reducing effects to the environmental degradation shows that encourage the suppliers in the construction materials to increase the production of the green materials at the first rank, followed by encourage the industry players to use green material in their project, minimize waste disposal of the construction materials, provide more education program related to the green materials, and come out with a good strategy to overcome the problems of environmental degradation at the lowest rank. To summarize, the selection and application of construction materials has a significant impact on the outcome and sustainability of any construction project. Advancement in environmentally friendly and sustainable materials such as recycled materials will give benefit to environment. To improve the study on this topic, the future research can be done by focusing on other scope of topic green building materials, such as investigation on type of green building materials, benefit of using green materials, and critical success factor in the implementation of green materials in construction industry in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Assalamualaikum and greetings. My name is Nur Afrina Sharon binti Ramzi and I'm from Building Survey Department. In this video, I would like to present to you my research study on the barriers for local labour to work in construction site. Without further ado, let's get started. First and foremost, I'm going to start with the introduction. As we know, the global construction industry is facing a massive and low local labour participation rate that will lead to many graduates to have an opportunity to get a job in this country. However, the local exposure to the range of work particularly in the construction industry, is uninspiring. As for the problem statement, International Labour Organization (ILO) stated that 3.1% unemployment rate in 2013 placed Malaysia as the 20th lowest unemployment country in the world. In addition, nearly 5% of the world's workforce is made up of migrant workers from other countries. There is strong proof that firms have been obliged to hire foreigners to work in the construction industry due to the difficulty in finding local labor. The objectives of this study are divided into two, which are to determine the barriers being faced by local labor to work in the construction site, and the second one is to analyze the most barriers being faced by local labor to work in construction site. Next, we continue with the literature review based on several related journals that have been found. The definition of labor can be referred to the labor force working in the construction sector, and labor can be categorized in three levels, which are general labor, or also called unskilled labor, semi-skilled labor, and skilled labor. Based on the articles and journals that have been read, there are 6 barriers for local labor to work in construction site can be found, which some of them are construction 3D syndrome and negative perception towards the construction industry. We continue with number 5, the methodology. The study applied a qualitative method that consists of interview session with 5 selected personnel that are experts in construction industry, and the interview questions are structured in questions consists of part A, demographic, and part B, the barriers for local labor to work in the construction site. And those are the details of 5 selected respondents that came from public and private sectors. As for the result and discussion, it being analysed that most barriers for local labor to work in construction site based on the opinion of 5 selected respondents are low rate salaries, work that is not commensurate with the payment, and accommodation rarely being provided by the employers. There are also some other critical barriers that the respondents think might affect the low participation rate for local labor to work in construction site. In a nutshell, there are lots of barriers for local labor to work in the construction site, but most chosen 3 are stated there. To improve the knowledge about barriers for local labor to work in the construction sites, the employer, labor, and fresh graduates need to review the stories of those who have previously been involved in the construction industry. Well, I guess that's all from me. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.
In the theatre of construction project management, the spotlight may shine on the finished stage, but the real magic unfolds behind the scenes, where critical success factors, CSFs, take center stage. One notable example of a successful construction project attributed to excellent construction project management is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. Just imagine, without good and effective construction project management, how it can be constructed and currently hold the title of the tallest building in the world? Hello, I'm Kanish Azhar bin Afendi. In construction project management, understanding CSFs is crucial for project success. However, there is a research gap in evaluating these factors within modern practices, such as unaware of the criteria of project management. Project managers must be aware of these criteria to ensure that their goals are met. Thus, it is essential to identify and comprehend the CSF that play a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of construction projects. According to Shibani and Sukuma 2015, project managers are key to project success. They need diverse skills to handle challenging situations that arise during construction projects, mentioned by Warif Bagi and McManus 2003. The tool used to achieve the relationship between the key CSF of construction project management and project performance in this study is a conceptual framework. This framework concept shows the relationship between 11 CSF, which are the main points of the key factors of CSF, where it will assist construction project managers in improving their management skills to achieve the success of the projects they manage. A survey targets construction project managers in Perak, including architects, engineers, and quantity surveyors. Based on the responses given, the CSF of Construction Project Management implementation in construction projects are listed in descending order, starting with the most aggravated factors as shown here. It can be concluded that the results of the study are expected to help construction project management practitioners achieve specific construction performance levels. As the construction industry continues to evolve, adapting to these insights will be vital for staying competitive and achieving sustainable project outcomes. This research will hopefully benefit new project managers and all parties involved in construction. And that brings us to the end. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day to all. My name is Parisha binti Muhammad Kaizal and this is a video presentation for revolutionizing quantity survey roles in high-rise project, the BIM application. BIM is a software that focuses on creating and managing digital representation of physical and functional aspects of building. Traditionally, the industry has used non-tech methods, but advancement in technology require industry to implement and study emerging tools. So, understanding the implication of BIM implementation and quantity surveyors' roles is essential for optimizing its benefit and enhancing performance and contributing to construction project success. Moving to literature review, 4 studies have been reviewed and each one of them has mentioned the implication of BIM application. All of them are positive implications, such positive impact in many aspects, smoother construction process, increased quantity survey value, and reduced error. The next literature review is BIM application for high-rise building in Malaysia. Tahir et al. Mentioned that BIM can help identify and resolve clashes, also reducing error and rework during construction. And by conducting an analysis, design flaw can be identified and addressed early in the design phase. For methodology, this research has been done in Kuala Lumpur since it is a city with significant number of high-rise buildings. And the method chosen for this research is quantitative method and a number of 200 questionnaires were distributed, but only 148 respondents were valid. Now let's take a look at data analysis and findings. Respondents were asked about type of organization as this study is only focused on consultant quantity surveyor. With result of 87%, these findings are relevant to the research focus that targeting consultant. Then respondents were asked about their experience in using BIM. However, only 38% of respondents said yes. Thus, this result highlights the need for further exploration of the challenges in implementation BIM in Malaysia's construction industry. Next, respondents were asked about experience in handling high-rise building project using BIM. Turns out, only 5% of respondents have experience with BIM in high-rise building project, and maybe there are barriers hindering its adoption. In section implication of application, improved communication and collaboration has the highest value 4.46. This aligns with previous research by Latifi et al., which also emphasized the positive implication of BIM application. Respondents also were asked about effective ways to implement BIM, and the result with the highest mean value of 4.64 is through conducting workshops that emphasize the importance of applying BIM. This highlights the value of educational initiatives that promote awareness and understanding of BIM among quantity surveyor consultants. In conclusion, the implementation of BIM significantly impacts the roles of consultant and quantity surveyor in high-rise building projects. BIM enhances communication and collaboration, empowering them to contribute to project success. As BIM evolves, the construction industry can expect improved outcomes and increased efficiency. Future research should explore technology adoption barriers and BIM implementation strategies. That's all from me. Thank you for your time.
Hello everyone, I'm Sharifah Nur Ain Sufia. Today I will discuss my research paper focusing on the barriers faced by the workers in practicing health and safety at construction sites. Under the guidance of Encik Muhammad Hafiz Sabri, let's dive into this critical topic. The construction industry is the pivotal for the economic growth and infrastructure development. However, it is concerning that despite its significance, accident and fatality remain high compared to the other sectors. Complex site environments and temporary operation often lead to the workers' injuries. In developing countries, construction stands as a hazardous work environment. Even with the safety improvement, accidents persist, causing to the project delays and increased the cost. Security key issues stand out in my research is why do the accident persist despite its prevention efforts? In 2022, nearly 6,719 deaths and injuries were reported, likely just the tip of the iceberg. Other factors contribute to the accidents beyond the government initiative. My objective is to identify the barriers obstructing workers from practicing health and safety at the construction sites. In my research, I identified the problems, defined the aims and objectives, and conducted an extensive literature review. To gather the data, I used a quantitative approach, surveying 161 respondents from G7 contracted companies, including the workers, engineers, and the safety personnel. SPSS version 28 facilitated the data analysis. Analyzing mean values and the rankings, the barriers to the health and safety are striking. The range falls within a very high range of 4.46 to the 4.73. Heat stress emerged as the top concern with a mean value of 4.73, followed by the work stress at 4.66. Lack of PPE awareness and cost impact tied for the third and fourth at 4.64. Additional barriers include the lack of safety awareness, poor safety culture, long working hours, language barriers, and inadequate safety training. Previous research supports the link between the heat stress and the performance decline. Work-related stress impacts the health and prolonged work hours lead to fatigue and impaired decision making. Neglecting the proper PPE usage contribute to the construction accident, especially in the developing countries. Collaborative efforts are essential to ensure worker safety with the effective planning overcoming this. In conclusion, my research highlights the urgency of addressing the barriers to the health and safety in the construction sites. Recommendations include the fostering awareness about the heat stress and its impact, prioritizing the effective safety training, and strengthening the safety culture across all levels. By working together, we can create safer work environments and enhance the well-being of the workers in the construction industry. That's all from me. Thank you for your attention and thank you for listening. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Masuri and I am from USBET2023. So today I am going to talk about the smart rainwater downpipe. So firstly, for the introduction, as we all know that water resources are essential to support food supplies and maintain a thriving environment for all forms of life. Global freshwater demand has been quickly growing as human population and economies have grown. Hence why focusing on water quality is crucial as it is intertwined with water quantity. Collecting and storing rainwater through techniques like rainwater harvesting have proven effective. Next is the literature review. It consists of 4, which is the basic element and importance of the rainwater downpipe, the issue caused by gutter and rainwater downpipe, the blockage and clogging in water pipeline, and also lastly is various existing innovation. So for the first point for the literature review is the basic element and importance of the rainwater downpipe. So as we all know that the rainwater downpipe functions as a conveyor to direct rainwater away from the building. It is also act as a drainage channel positioned near to the drainage system, which works to move water from the gutters to the drain. It also is a significant component which is mentioned in building regulation, and lastly is it also serves as a type of motorway that requires even distribution throughout a house or a building. Next is the issue caused by the gutter and also the rainwater downpipe. One of the problems is the damage of the foundation that occurs when the water sits and accumulates in the gutter after rain, which then causes the water to root because it does not go anywhere, then started to root and decaying, which then lead to foundation cracks. Roof can also root and fall apart from the accumulation of water in the gutter. Besides, it can also cause erosion that leads to falling of roof or crumbling. Next is the blockage and clogging in water pipeline. Water accumulation happens when there are foreign matters preventing the water from flowing. This will be resulting in a blockage and a clogging. For clogging is caused by substances such as leaves and other trash accumulating in pipes. So clogging may give effects to human, which include a poor drainage. Piping system has found to be source of breeding grounds of the Aedes habitats, and for Aedes to breed, thus can cause and spread the harmful disease. For the last point of the literature review is various existing innovation. There are 3 of them that I have found to be related to my innovation, which include the gutter helmet, gutter guard, and also the gutter cleaning robot. So for the methodology, it consists of 2 types, which is the research design, also research process, that I have been using for throughout my innovation process. So this is my result and discussion, which is the development of innovation, which it consists of the rainwater downpipe, the gutter, and also the motor system that I'm going to apply in this innovation. So for the development performance, I have found that my innovation is able to increase the productivity of the gutters, making them require less maintenance, and secondly, they are able to prevent issues like mold, accumulation, water damage, which led to damaged landscaping and also flooded basement. So this is my overall innovation ideas that I convert into animation. For the conclusion, all in all, this study shows that the smart rainwater downpipes can make a big difference in managing water. By using these technologies in buildings, we can save water and take better care of our environment. Embracing smart rainwater downpipe is a significant step towards a greener, more sustainable future where we protect our valuable water resources and create strong and eco-friendly communities. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sohada binti Zulkifli. In this video, I will presenting factors affecting variation orders on most construction in Perak. Throughout the years, construction projects have become more complex than before, which increased the possibility of project failure. Today's construction industry meets many difficulties that make it impossible for projects to be completed within the budget that was planned. Governmental construction projects frequently experience project variations, which have a significant impact on timeline, cost, and community requirements of the project. Now, let's move to the issue. With varying styles of architecture, most construction projects in Perak had undergone many variation orders, which increased client expenditures beyond the planned budget. Variation orders, which have become common on most construction projects, are the issue that has the biggest impact on project costs. According to Abdullah et al., 2021, it can be determined that the total variation order cost of 10 mosques in Perak comes to 417,479 ringgit and 79 cents. Given the construction industry's ongoing difficulty, there is a current need for continuous discussion on this sector. Therefore, the objective in this research is to identify the factors affecting variation orders on most construction in Perak. Next, for the literature review, 13 factors affecting variation orders was found. Research methodology. In this research, the document review was suggested to gain information relating to project specifics from 3 completed most projects in Perak to analyze the factors influencing variation orders in most construction in Perak. This method will be done by reviewing final account of 3 mosques in Perak. For the finding and discussion, this table shows frequency of factors affecting variation order. In the conclusion, the analysis revealed that changes in scope, specification, design by consultants, schedule, and hindered decision-making process emerged as the major factors influencing variation orders. It is recommended that future researchers enhance the study by conducting case studies in states other than Perak, utilizing a survey questionnaires as an alternative data collection method, and targeting respondents from diverse backgrounds, including quantity surveyors, contractors, developers, and architects. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Adam bin Muhammad Nasir from Bachelor of Quantity Surveying. Today, I will present about my research paper titled An Empirical Study on the Constraints of Women Working in Malaysia Construction Projects. Asian construction project use women. Their cooperation may assist in construction. Women must overcome restriction in construction companies, male dominance, and the company's negative image of women to participate in building projects. Many studies discovered that women are considered unsuitable for construction labor, making it hard for them to get jobs. So, there are 3 problem statements, which are difficulty for women to retain construction companies, discrimination towards women due to male dominance, and the construction company's negative image of women. Besides, this research paper aims to suggest strategies to encourage women to get involved in construction projects, along with the objective, which is to determine the constraints that women face in Malaysia's construction projects. The methodology will be a quantity approach towards the contractor's company graded G5 until G7 by using the questionnaire survey and also with a literature review. Along with that, there are 5 constraints for women in construction projects. First is construction projects and the industry are dominated by men. The construction companies are more likely to recruit men than women for the survival of their companies. And the third one, women are often used as objects of sexual harassment among the constraints faced by women in construction projects. And the fourth one is women physically and psychology health are often challenged by bullying culture by men, such as excessive workload, and the last one is men undervalue women in construction projects. In conclusion, most respondents believe that construction projects and the sector are controlled by males, and the second one is male bullying culture such as excessive effort challenges women's physical and psychological health, and men always undervalue women in construction projects. That's all from me, and thank you.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Iswami Jihad, and I'm from UITM campus Sri Iskandar. So for my research title is Sustainable Construction Debris Management in Bina Darul Mabahat, and I'm studying in Bachelor of Building Surveying with honors. So for my corresponding authors is Surveyor Dr. Noamin bin Muhammad Raswan. Move on to the introduction. First of all, move on to overview of developer, which is BDB. So name of the company is Bina Darul Mabahat. For the address, level 9 Nara BDB 88 Tebuh Raya Daraman 0500 Alustar Kedah Daraman. It was incorporated in 7 February 1995. The principle of activities is BDB principal activities are investment holding, provision management services and property development. For the principal bank is Afin Bank Berhad and Bank Islam Berhad. Okay, for the introduction, the construction industry plays a big role in a country's growth with better living standard, increasing construction needs, changing consumer habits and population growth. Construction is booming, however, this growth is leading to a major problem, a huge increase in waste. This waste is created during planning, designing, purchasing and building. Construction waste can be divided into two types, which is physical and non-physical. Physical waste come from material loss and takes up a lot of space in landfill. Study shows that the construction sector generates a lot of waste, more than half of which end up in landfill. This waste include things like asphalt, soil, wood, metal, cardboard, gypsum and concrete. Okay, for the aim and objective of this study, the goal of this study is to reduce the waste of construction debris in Alustar Kedah that cause the company and help the ecosystem from being harmed by the waste of construction debris. For the aims and objective, first aim is to determine the success factor of construction debris management from contractor's perspective. Next is to analyze success factor in managing construction debris. For the research question, the first research question are what are success factors concerning construction debris management. Next, what are the main factors of successful construction debris management. Okay, move on to the literature review. Overview of the construction waste problem from contractor's perspective. For the first point, construction waste is a big problem in the global industry. For contractors, managing this waste is crucial to make project work well, save money and be sustainable. Some problems include not having good incentive like money, unclear rules, and bad recycling and waste separation system. The research suggests that policies and incentives are needed to overcome these challenges. Next is this waste fill up landfill quickly, causing pollution in the air and water. This situation is made worse by not having good ways to manage waste and enforce rules. The Malaysian government is trying to solve by promoting eco-friendly building methods and supporting construction waste recycling. For the methodology in this study, we use only one method, which is quantitative method. In the study, data is collected in 3 stages. There are literature review, questionnaire, survey of Bina Darul Mabahat employees. The following are explanation of data gathering method used in this investigation. First of all, we will use by research topic. Next is problem statement. Next is aim and objective. Next is literature review. Next is case study. Next is data collection. Then data collection will divided into 2, which is questionnaire and journals and article. Lastly is conclusion and recommendation. Okay, for the research result or research analysis, first of all, we got managing construction debris at the construction site. The analysis has been analyzed and the data provided are the best ways to manage construction debris at the construction site. The data includes responses from a total of 52 or 53 respondents. Each question presents a statement and respondents were asked to rate their agreement or disagreement on a 5-point scale based on the responses. A significant portion of the respondents, 38.46%, agreed that enforcement measures at the construction site are effective in managing construction debris. Next, the majority of respondents agreed, which are 46.16, that having a professional site supervisor contribute positively to the management of the construction debris. Responses regarding knowledge-driven management indicate that a significant proportion of the respondents, 41.51%, agreed that knowledge-driven approaches are effective in managing construction debris. The data shows that a considerable portion of the respondents, 58.46%, agreed that monitoring and management system at the construction site is effective in managing construction debris. Next, for the research discussion, we about to discuss about managing construction debris at the construction site, which are monitoring at the site and management system. Managing construction debris at the construction site involves implementing a monitoring system and management protocol to ensure effective waste management. The fact that 38.46% of people agreed and 25% strongly agreed on the importance of monitoring at the site and having a management system indicate a recognition of the significance of this aspect in construction debris management. A monitoring system and management protocol are essential for efficient handling of construction debris. Next, first of all, we got 3 points, which are site monitoring. Regular monitoring of the construction site allows for the identification of potential issues and the implementation of corrective measures in a timely manner. Next is tracking and documentation. A robust management system should include mechanisms for tracking and documenting construction debris. Lastly is training and awareness. Training and awareness require the involvement of cooperation of all personnel on the construction site. Training programs should be implemented to educate workers about waste management protocols, monitoring procedures, and the importance of their roles in maintaining a clean and sustainable work environment. Last but not least is the conclusion. This research objective was to determine the success factor of construction debris management from the contractor's perspective and analyze the factors that contribute to effective management of construction debris. Construction companies can effectively managing construction debris, reduce waste generation, promote recycling, and contribute to a more sustainable and environmentally conscious construction industry. This discovery will raise the standard of building project, which will help the industry as a whole by developing recyclable construction material and enacting legislation mandating appropriate waste disposal. Environmental goals can be achieved. Acceptable recycling method must be developed in order to protect the environment and make money from the trash. That's it from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan bin Mansur. So I want to present about the factor contributing to construction cost overrun in Perak. So the first one, cost increase has severely hit down the economy that reputation for many construction industry around the world and in Malaysia. This paper aims to identify and cluster the potential construction project cost increase factors in Perak. So for the construction industry, is perform a fundamental role in the economic growth of any country as it stimulates the development of others industry. So the worldwide large amount of money is spent on construction development works. So in Malaysia, the construction industry is main pillar of economic growth. In the Malaysian economy, a commendable growth was observed in recent years due to an annual increase in the construction works. So the methodology for this research that I use is literature research. So this is to identify and evaluate the factors that increase cost in construction. So my target respondent from the paper is 50 respondents that answer the survey form. So for the research sampling is that I found in CIDB and JKR that has hundreds contractors that register. So this is the analysis of the factors contributing to construction cost overrun in Perak. So the analysis of response reveals the interesting insight regarding the impact of improper planning in construction on increasing costs. The analysis indicates that a significant majority of respondents recognize the correlation between improper planning in construction and increasing costs. So for the conclusion, cost increase is the one of major problem in construction project. This study analyzed the cost increase in construction project in Perak through questionnaire survey, and 16 cost increase are identified and several significant causative factors are unveiled, which include improper planning, variation in material price, poor site management, and so on. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and greetings everyone. I, Alif Najmi, would like to do a lightning talk of my paper, which is Enhancing Indoor Air Quality Through Effective Ventilation. As we know, the excellent indoor air quality within a building should be achieved in order to make the occupants comfortable. There should be a movement between the indoor and outdoor air so that the building not be contaminated. Moreover, the still air also consists the carbon dioxide, bacteria and other gases which will pollute the building environment. The objective for this research is to investigate on how ventilation affect the indoor air temperature in a single-story buildings. In short, ventilation is the exchange or circulation of air inside a place in order to preserve indoor air quality. It includes the flow of air into and out of a structure or specific location inside one. It is known as a need for building owners, which will provide healthy and fresh air for breathing. As mentioned above, without proper circulation, indoor air would be polluted. Aside from that, indoor air quality, known as the quality of air inside or at the surrounding of the building, which commonly related to the occupants' health and comfort. This study employed a quantitative approach by installing an indoor air quality monitoring instrument near an opening in the kitchen at a height of about 1 meter from the floor. The IAQ instruments are set up in each case study for 2 days to monitor the change in parameters that will be compared afterward. Nevertheless, in this study, we only analyze data from 7 in the morning until 7 in the evening. The relative humidity, CO2 and temperature of both case study will focus on. The IAQ monitoring instrument be shown on the figure below. At the right side of the slide, both case study with different types of building opening be displayed. On this slide, following graph provide a summary of the data that was collected over the course of 2 days as part of an investigation. At case study 1, the highest relative humidity be recorded at 99.2% at 9:32 AM, while on case study 2, 93.4% at 8:32 AM. For the temperature, case study 2 recorded 33 Celsius at 2:33 PM as the highest temperature, while case study 1, 31.3 Celsius at 4:32 PM. Last but not least, the highest CO2 be recorded at case study 1 is at 833 ppm at 8:17 AM, while 709 ppm at 7:02 AM. Based on previous slide, it is mentioned that case study 1 used the casement window, while the other one used the lower window types. In conclusion, casement windows might improve ventilation and moisture control, while also acknowledging the possible drawbacks of greater solar heat input. Although the casement window recorded higher temperature data than the lower window, with its fully open feature, The casement window able to allow more ventilation and air change into the building, which will circulate the RH and CO2 better than lower window. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Siti Rodiana binti Muhammad Aniza, and today I will present about effect of work stress among quantity surveyor in consultant firm during pandemic COVID-19. There is no location in today's globalized globe that has not been impacted by the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected almost all commercial, economic, and social activity. Similarly, the construction and engineering industry are affected by the crisis. Due to this, the quantity surveyor must deal with stress daily, which poses a serious threat to their health and reduce their productivity. That is cited by Wang et al. 2017. Stress is a significant problem that requires immediate attention. This is because it can have an impact on an employee's work quality. Next, for the literature review, stress is a very serious issue as it can affect to the individual work performance. Since many years ago, absenteeism has been a concern to employers, costing them money and causing delay in production or poor service. They also tend to feel discouraged and they're more likely to take time off work or be absent. Then, unstable emotion. According to Sultan et al. 2020, emotion exhaustion that frequently leads to hopelessness, physical exhaustion, and uncertainty about performing a task. Certain emotions such as worry, shame, and anxiety are commonly triggered by stress, which refer to damaging, frightening, or demanding condition, showing a link between stress and emotion. Next is burnout. Burnout is a condition of extreme and prolonged stress-related emotion, mental and physical exhaustion. This is cited by Danasker et al. 2023. People who face burnout tend to be inefficient, incompetent emotion as well as a lack of accomplishment and production are referred to as inefficiency. Walker 2016. Then, poor performance and productivity. People who are stressed will feel a lack of focus to do their work. This is cited by Hamlet 2019. Stress affects our capacity for recalling knowledge we already know, processing new information, and applying it to both analytic circumstances and physically demanding jobs that call for focus. This is cited by Christina Hamlet 2019. Next, delay of work. People who are having stress are usually not in mood to do their work. They tend to feel uncomfortable and cannot think straightly in their situation. Employees will feel pressure to complete all their job and make sure they will submit them on time if they have a lot of work to accomplish and the deadline is approaching. This is cited by Raza et al. 2014. For methodology, the respondent of this research are quantity surveyors in consultant firm. The location chosen for this population is Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. This place has been chosen for this research because Wilayah Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur is among the urban areas where are a lot of consultant companies. Based on Rosov, the sample size for the population of is 108 is 85. So 85 questionnaires have been distributed to the respondent through Google Form. The study achieved 15 written questionnaires, which are 58.2% out of 85 questionnaires that has been distributed to the respondent. The highest strength effect of work stress occur among quantity surveyors is due to the pandemic. I often feel worn out when I do my work. According to Don Dawala and Stress Star 2021, emotion tiredness can be caused by a lengthy time of persistent life stress, whether from personal or work-related stress. The respondent also vote for I have to put off doing things at work because of demand in my time at home during pandemic occur. This is due to most of the respondents are unable to balance their time for working or to manage house chores. Then, the respondent also work for some time I find it difficult to focus while doing work during pandemic. Unconducive place to do work is also one of the factors that contribute to the workers' lack to focus on their work. In conclusion, it is hoped that the work stress that occur among quantity surveyors can be reduced. Therefore, more effort are needed to spread the awareness about the effect of work stress occur in order to increase the work performance of quantity surveyor in Malaysia. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera to the authors and respected judges. My name is Nur Atira binti Azman, a final year student of degree in Quantity Surveying UITM Seri Iskandar Perak. I would like to present to you my research, the challenges of quantity surveyors in assessing the usage of big data during the management of construction. So, what is big data? Big data is a collection of information that is huge in volume and is always expanding continuously. Just imagine, one company receives so many data from phone calls, messages, email and browsers in just one day. To make it easier to manage and access the data received, Big Data Centralization assemble all the data in one online location. The company now can rely more on data resources.
The function of big data is, firstly, the company can visualize all the data received, and secondly, they can identify a trend and patterns of the data. And lastly, it will assist in decision-making process.
There are a few problem statements that are found in this research. Firstly, the developed countries in general have been slow in adopting big data. The second problem is that there is a fear of sharing in the construction industry. This is related to the problem that most organizations react negatively to data sharing culture and remain timid upon the idea of confidentiality and data privacy. Other than that, 95% of the company says they have inability to understand and manage unstructured data. The research objective that need to be achieved is to determine the challenges faced by QS in adapting big data. The targeted respondents are QS consultants in Selangor. The population size is 147. Hence, the sample size given is 107. Thus, all of the 107 questionnaire survey forms were distributed. After that, a descriptive statistic was used to analyze the feedback from the respondents who have answered the questionnaire. The statistic was in the form of frequency, percentage, and average index by using a statistical package for social science software. The data analysis has produced a finding and discussion. Among the questions asked to the QS consultant regarding the challenges to adopt the big data, the most agreed statement is the data relevancy time is short and changes every time due to the market condition. These findings correlated with 5 past researches that indicates that the data rapidly changes through time and its relevancy of the data is very short. As a conclusion, this study has identified and met the research objectives that are stated earlier. The respondents have identified several key challenges that hinder the effective utilization of big data in QS field. This is the references that are used for this research. That's all from me. Thank you for listening.
Hi, my name is Nurul Amila binti Zulkifli. I would like to present my topic for USBET2023, which is the impact of site factors toward building morphology in Kuala Lumpur. First of all, for the outline for the presentation, it will consist of introduction, research aim and objective, literature review, research methodology, finding and discussion, conclusion and also recommendation. For the introduction, building construction is the process of assembling and erecting many building-related components. People use building as shelter can adapt to varied climate conditions. The success of the construction is essential and the success of a building project can be determined by several variables. According to Ahmad 2019, it is critical to comprehend the client's need while implementing cost planning, including price certainty, project completion on schedule and within budget, and the finance quality at an affordable price. The site factor can give impacts on the building and the cost overrun that affect client's budget. For instance, if the site is located far away from the available resources, the cost will increase due to need to transport the materials. Therefore, this study examines site characteristics that affect the design morphology. Okay, so the research aim is, the aim of this research is to propose a solution on the impact of site factors towards the building morphology in Kuala Lumpur, while the research objective is to identify the impact of the site factors toward building morphology in Kuala Lumpur. Okay, for the literature review, each construction site has a unique feature and requires special attention, which should be focused on the site factor to facilitate construction. According to Lam et al. 2007, site factors are terrain, characteristic, and site condition that should be included in planning to increase buildability. The factor that need to be considered is the nature of the construction site, such as the topography, the size and shape of the construction site, and the location. The factors of site need to be identified properly so that it will not cause any problem on the building performance. The location of the site is proven to have an impact on morphological building design. Thus, it is very important for the design team to consider the site factors so that the building is buildability and is value for money, especially for the client, since they spend their money for the construction to be successful. Okay, for the research methodology, this research method is using quantitative method. The population involved in this study are construction industry practitioners, which are quantity surveyor, architect, engineer in Kuala Lumpur with total number of 1,515 respondents that are obtained from the Board of Quantity Surveyors Malaysia, Board of Engineer Malaysia, CIDB and Board of Architect Malaysia. The population sample size, which is 307 respondents, were obtained through the RAUSOF. Then the questionnaire survey is distributed to 307 respondents by using stratified random sampling as the sample technique. But only 188 out of the 307 total respondents for the study responded, which is equal to 61%. The data collection will be analyzed by using the descriptive analysis from the statistical package for social science SPSS version 29 that are used to present the frequency, means, percentage, bar charts, and tables on the research analysis and findings. The average mean was 3.54, which indicates that most of the respondents agreed that all the significant factors give impacts on the building morphology. The top 3 factors that give has implication on the building morphology are transportation costs, are influenced by the site location, soil characteristic influence the selection of type of foundation pole and piling method, and the site location has a good impacts toward building costs. While the least are the presence of tree preservation does not affect the orientation of the building, site located in congested area manageable, and occurrence of natural disaster like earthquake and flood does not affect the building performance. The highest score means for the impact of site factors toward building morphology was 4.11 on average, which means that transportation costs are influenced by the site location. This finding is correlated with study by Odusami and Onukube 2008. As the distance grows, the cost of transporting the material to the construction site rises. The cost of transportation will also increase and delay in completion due to need to transport the materials to the site, mainly if the site is located far away from the suppliers, such as in rural areas. Okay, for the conclusion. As a conclusion, the survey findings have provided valuable insight into the site factors that give impact on the building morphology, and based on the data analysis, it can be concluded that the highest score mean is site location, which has great impact on transportation costs. The site located far away from the resources will make the transportation costs increase due to need to transport the material, labor, and plant and equipment. And this will indirectly cause the cost of construction to increase. Site factor also help architects and designers in comprehending the environment where a structure will be situated. Okay, for the recommendation, therefore, it is suggested that the future researchers broaden the scope of their research to include design team all over Malaysia. Besides that, it is also recommended that future researchers further their studies through the contractor's perspective on how they manage the site factors and challenges that occurred during the construction. Okay, so that is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. My name is Alia Shahira Ain binti Kamaruddin, an undergraduate from the Department of Building Survey. Today, we will be exploring the topic of my academic study, which is the challenges of IBS transportation in rural areas in Perak. First and foremost, the background of my study begins with the scarcity of land space in urban areas that has led the Malaysian government to endorse construction in rural areas. The Construction Strategy Plan 4.0 is developed as it includes prefabrication and modular construction as key technologies in construction. However, industrialized building system IBS faces several challenges in rural regions as it is not commonly practiced. The underdeveloped road infrastructure in rural areas further hinders the transportation of IBS as it may negatively impact the livelihood of rural communities. The objective of my research is to identify and analyze the challenges of IBS in rural areas in Perak. IBS is an innovative process of manufacturing building components using industrialized mass production systems in a controlled setting and assembling them on the construction site. The issues commonly faced are the limited presence of IBS manufacturers near construction sites that result in longer transportation routes and higher costs. Furthermore, IBS transportation also includes special machinery and equipment for delivery and installation. underdeveloped road infrastructure is also often inadequate to accommodate IBS transportation, causing it to reach the end of its service life earlier than expected. Therefore, the complexity of IBS transportation and lack of infrastructure contributes to the limited adoption of IBS in rural regions. In summary, the methodology in my data collection method firstly includes preliminary study and literature review. Next, a qualitative data collection method is used in the form of interview sessions with 5 respondents. Moreover, in our data analysis, the usage of Atlas T program is utilized to assist in analyzing the collected data and supporting evidence in a comprehensive manner. Analysis and findings. Figure 1 shows the critical factors to be considered in constructing roads for IBS transportation in rural areas. In T4, one respondent disagrees with the importance of providing suitable driving time to drivers. However, efficient driving times lead to faster project completion, smoother transportation, and improved driving safety. In T6, one respondent disagrees with the significance of employing a competent driver. Competent drivers play a vital role in ensuring the safe and efficient transportation of large and bulky prefabricated components. In conclusion, the preliminary study and literature review analyzes any published research and provide a detailed comprehension answering the first objective. The qualitative methodology was carried out in interview sessions, answering the second objective. Lastly, the collected data is analyzed alongside supporting evidence and contributes suggestions to combat the limitations of IBS adoption in rural areas.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Aizat bin Muhammad Noor from UITM Seri Iskandar Cawangan Perak, Building Survey Department, and today I would like to present my research topic, which is the implementation of building information modeling in Malaysian construction industry. As for problem statement, I have identified 2 problems. First is Malaysian construction industry is still being dominated with traditional process which result in delay, cost overrun, poor quality, poor performance and low productivity, all of which have impact on development and delay its international competitiveness. My second problem is BIM implementation is still low, although the fact that BIM has been presented with various methods to addressing these issues. For example, Construction Industry Development Board, which is CIDB, who organized a yearly program to promote BIM among construction practitioners. For my research topic, I have 2 objectives. First is to determine the factor influencing the contractor readiness of the BIM application for housing development. Number 2 is to analyze factors that influence the contractor readiness for the BIM application. Now, I would like to give some exposure about my literature review. For example, regarding what is BIM. BIM is an innovative design tool which has changed a lot in the construction industry, such as project procurement, execution, and facility management. This shows that BIM can be said to be the future of construction industry. According to Bright and Brokutas, 2017, BIM is a suitable tool for management of construction project. As such, project managers should take advantage of it in managing their project. For my research method, there are 2 methods. First is collecting multiple literature review regarding BIM in a form of website, journal, and article to provide more information and exposure toward BIM. Number 2 is quantitative method used in this research by distribution of questionnaire through online platform with a total of 50 respondents. At the end of the research study, we have gained 2 achievements. First is this study was able to effectively identify important variables affecting contractor readiness for BIM adoption in the context of housing development in Malaysia construction through the analysis of the data, cost management, time management, avoiding delays, and the available of reliable modeling software are some of these variables. And next, in the context of construction project in Malaysia, the research successfully carried out a through analysis of factor influencing contractor readiness for the adoption of BIM. The study analysis of the data revealed a number of important factors including the importance of reliable modeling software and the management of cost, time, and delay. In conclusion, BIM implementation is indeed important to Malaysian construction industry by improving project delivery, collaboration, and communication. Throughout this research, we have explored the importance of BIM and its benefit, including improved project coordination, reduced error and rework, enhanced productivity, and support for sustainable practice. However, it is evident that further efforts are needed to accelerate the adoption of BIM across the industry.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Akmal Hakimi bin Zulkifli. Now I'm presenting about the contributing factor to illegal house renovation, a house owner perspective. Now we move to the introduction. An illegal house renovation is one that is carried out without the approval of the local authority and approved a renovation plan. For my case study, a case study was carried out at Kedah Majlis Pembenaran Sungai Petani. This research aim is to study the process of the application for house renovation at the local authority, and this research aim to identify the level of awareness of house owner on application for the house renovation. For the objective is to determine the factor contributing to the illegal house renovation. Now we move to literature review. In definition, in general, renovation work is judged illegal if it involves any improvement, renovation, or additional that change the building original structure and were complete without any permission from authority. For the methodologies, in order to reach the state goal and provide the expected result, methodology should be applied to this study. This study project will take a quantitative approach and survey will be used to gather the data. The strategy of gathering quantitative data focus on describing a trend over a broader group of individuals. An online questionnaire consists of 4 parts, which is part A, which is the identify of the respondent, part B, house information detail, part C, consequence and approach, and lastly is part D, is perspective and recommendation. Next is data finding. Now we move to part A, which is demographic. There were a total of 72 male respondents and another 29 female respondents in this survey. This is due to almost of the owner of the property are male rather than female. In this case study, this is due to almost of the owner of the property are male rather than female. The majority of them are between 21 to 30 age. Now we move to part B, which is house information. The majority type of house in Sungai Petani are terrace house. They account about 60%. The highest percentage year of house is 39.6%, which is between year 2000 and 2005. This town area rapidly developed from year 2000 until now. Almost of 100 from 101 of the respondents had renovated their house. Only one of the respondents does not have any renovation of their house. The kitchen is the almost house owner had been renovated. Almost 62 from 101 of them do not have knowledge about the permission of do renovation work of their house, and another 39 of respondents have this knowledge. Next is part C, consequence and approach. Most of the respondents agree that the house must have a certificate from the local council from make sure that the house are safe to occupants. About 45.5% of the respondents choose to stay with the moderate with the statement that because they may not agree with the tax had to pay and also about 41.6% agree with the statement that getting approval from the municipal council is not appropriate because they have lack of knowledge about the safety and the required that the local council had been set for make sure that the building are safe to occupants. The last part is part D, which is perspective and recommendation. Almost 73 respondents chose to strongly agree from the statement that educate homeowner about the importance of the obtaining permit. The municipal council will have regulation in place that govern how house can be renovated. These regulations are in place to protect the safety of the student, to ensure that the renovation work is done properly or the protect the surrounding environment. About the 43.6% of respondents chose to disagree that the through on the current regulation for home renovation. This may due to cost of having approval burning house owner to submit their request from renovation their house. For the conclusion, prior to the research, a primary study was conducted in order to provide a thorough of comprehensive literature review, with a focus on factors contributing to illegal house renovation from the perspective of the house owner. This literature study was put together to utilize information and previous research from other academics. The study successfully identified a wide range of problems that frequently occur once renovation house. All of the important and related aspects of the study scope were established prior to the survey procedure. Start with the distributing survey questionnaire. The survey includes a range of questions and topics, and 101 respondents from various locations in the Sungai area have responded to the survey, which was distributed online using Google Form. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Kamal Syazwan bin Kamal Azman, and today I will present about my research, which is investigating issue arise in concrete flat roof in Perak. For the first one is problem statement. First issue is there are still not many expertise organization, firms or contractors that expert could construct the flat roof construction in Perak. The second issue is maintenance of the waterproofing also contributes on defect of flat roof. Next is the objective of this research. The first objective is to identify the common causes or defect for concrete flat roof in residential and commercial building. The second objective is to identify the best solution to prevent issue behind the common defect in concrete flat roof. Okay, for the literature review. The first one is uses of flat roof. The objective of flat roof uses was to save construction expenses. Types of flat roofs. There are three types of flat roof, which is concrete flat roof, wood arch roofs, metal flat roof. The common defect of concrete flat roof. The first one is neglecting maintenance, ponding water, leaking and clogging, blistering, and lastly is biological corrosion. These are the advantages and disadvantages of concrete flat roof. The advantages is easier to maintain and access, extra space for various functions. For the disadvantages is drainage problem and simple design. Methodology. For the method for the research, I use a quantitative method, which is questionnaire will be distributed through Google Form survey. Sampling and case study. The sampling for the research will be limited to up to 100 respondents. The target location where the sample will be collected is the residential building at Seri Iskandar and Aeon Mall Station 18 Ipoh. Stage of research. The first one is issue identification. many contractors still not expect. Next is the collecting data, focusing on user flat roof at Perak area. Result and analysis. Analysis data will be converted from frequency count to percentage. The finding for the research. The survey showed that the respondent on both building is lack of awareness, which is characteristic the Building Construction Authority in the building because it can play an important role in improving occupant certification. According to the study of Section C, both buildings' flat roof receive the greatest mean score. This is because most building residents are quite delicate with the flat roof of their homes, which contribute to the total mean score of 3.69. Discussion and analysis. The information from the survey questionnaire has successfully been analyzed in this chapter. The result indicate that the identification of issue using concrete flat roof of the respondent regarding concrete flat roof is low. For overall in this chapter, can be concluded that the Aeon Mall Section 18, Ipoh and Residential Building Seri Iskandar have a good flat roof characteristic. Lastly is conclusion and recommendation. The objective and data of the research study is from the literature review, previous research and questionnaire. This research is more likely to focus on investigating issues that arise in concrete flat roof. It is recommended that should be focused on identifying and addressing common failure in flat roof, such as crack, leaks and ponding water to ensure the longevity and optimal performance of a flat roof.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Mirifan bin Madhaw Al-Azul, and today I will present my USBET paper about topic and awareness of QLC among contractors. In order to deliver high quality products to clients, QLC was implemented in Malaysia, but its utilization in building projects is still relatively minimal, and some of the construction project workers are still unaware of QLC, which can improve the project quality. They are just aware of QLC as an evaluation tool. The major objective of this paper is to determine the level of awareness implementation QLC at the construction site. For importance of QLC, for home buyers, they may make wiser decisions and lower the risk of purchasing a property with construction problem evident everywhere. For developer, they can identify their weak points and make the required improvement. The components of QLC are structural, architectural, mechanical and electrical, and external work. For awareness of QLC, although QLC contributes significantly to building, most individuals are unaware of its significance. These benefits include enhancing the project effectiveness, raising employees' awareness of quality, improve the quality of the work, and others. For method, an outline questionnaire going forward distribute on a scale of 1 to 5, corresponding from strongly disagree to strongly agree. The terrace house construction project in Perak Tengah will be the site. The primary data collection method is online questionnaire, and the secondary data is previous relevant articles, journals, books, and the internet. For finding and analysis, majority of the respondents strongly agree with statement 1. They are aware that QLC assessment rating can be utilized to compare the performance of internal and external projects with similar scope. Statement 2 got an equal number of respondents who agree or strongly agree, indicate that they understand that QLC will assess structural, architectural, mechanical and electrical and external work. While most respondents agree with statement 3, and some neutral about QLC assessment will be carried out by the external assessor, possibly because they have not undergone a QLC assessment for their own project. As for statement 4, half of the respondents strongly agree. The outcome of the QLC assessment is instrumental in determining the quality level of a project, whether it is good or poor. Respondents strongly agree with statement 5. If the workmanship is determined to be poor, they can identify the area that need improvement and strive to deliver better quality of the work. For conclusion, according to the analysis of the survey data, there is good amount of awareness regarding QLC, but there is potential for improvement. To enhance the implementation QLC knowledge and awareness, the employees must identify several strategies. These include providing employee training, making QLC compulsory for all development projects, hosting promotional events, reducing registration fees, and enforcing QLC as a primary criterion for project approval. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hai, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurzati Atika binti Muhammad Ruzaini,
This video presentation is about major challenges in the implementation of building information modeling technology among contractor G7 in Klang Valley, Selangor. Let's start with introduction. BIM has been embraced by countries worldwide, with many recognizing its potential to enhance project delivery, improve efficiency, and optimize resource utilization. Now let's move to literature review. According to the list, there are just a few major challenges that have had an influence on BIM users in the construction industry, which is high cost, lack of BIM standard, lack of awareness, and lack of expertise. Next is research methodology. In this research, the contractor G7 in Klang Valley are focused as respondents to get the data. The focus is on G7 contractor because they have a stable financial position and are qualified to implement project worth about 10 million and above. The population in this research is about 94 companies and there are 90 sets of questionnaire were collected. For the data analysis and finding, let's start with background of respondent, which is working experience. From the result, working experience range from 5 years to 10 years with 20 respondents, 33.3% was taking the lead. Next is involvement in BIM. Most of respondents, which is 57, about 95% in this research stated that they had been involved in BIM project. The next data is about BIM experience. The table shows the data regarding the respondents' experience using BIM. Only 3 respondents had more than 10 years of experience with BIM, compared to a total of 28 respondents who have used it for the less than 2 years. This shows that the most respondents who answer this study are those who have been involved with and used BIM software for the less than 2 years. The next section in data analysis and finding is major challenges in BIM implementation. The result of the data from the research was contradicted by the result from the previous research. The highest ranking of the major challenges in the literature review was high cost. While the analysis of the data, most of respondents agree with lack of awareness, which is represented as a mean score of 4.72. In conclusion, all the contractors with their teams and the government are the important parties to encourage more people in the construction industry to use BIM in the future. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Wan Izzati Shafika, a student from College of Built Environment in University Technology Mara, will be presenting on strategies of effective waste management practice in building construction site during pandemic COVID-19. Presentation outline. There are 7 sections that I will be focusing on: introduction, overview, strategies, methodology, analysis and discussion of result, conclusion, and references. Introduction. The construction industry is one of the largest producers of waste globally. The handling of construction waste presents considerable issues for Selangor, one of Malaysia's most developed states. Construction waste management must work smoothly even though the geographical area in Selangor has less land to manage the construction waste. During the COVID-19 pandemic, waste management practice in building construction projects underwent several changes and adaptations to ensure the safety of workers and the community. Furthermore, when the instruction of MCO is out before, several waste management places need to stop its operation and close for the time being. In comparison to other industries, as stated by Nizam 2015, the building industry in Malaysia produces the most waste to be managed. In line with this aim, which is to determine effective strategies on waste management practice in building construction projects during pandemic, the various strategies that have been identified need to be practiced, obtaining the best waste management. Overview of the topics. The Damansara area in Selangor was formed as a residential and commercial area. Since it is one of the Mukim in the Petaling district that has a large population, this statement has led to a production of waste in line with population. Damansara was chosen in finding the respondent. Several regulations and policies in Selangor control how waste construction materials are managed. The government and Dagora now 2016 refers the Malaysian legal framework for waste management, including the handling of building waste, is provided by the Solid Waste and Public Cleansing Management Act 2007. Six strategies have been identified from several authors from their research writing. First is recycle and reuse construction waste and provide a recycling company for construction waste. Second, imposing penalties for poor waste management on site. Third, provide environmental education for the worker. Fourth, trade, promotion, and advertisement related to the environment. Next is standardization of building design. Lastly, use green material for construction. Methodology. From the research topic, quantitative method was used with questionnaire survey and collected data to be analyzed and get a conclusion. Analysis and discussion of result. Overall, the effective strategies to manage waste construction in building construction project were rated at an agree level of agreement. The top 3 challenges that have been found in this research paper were recycling and reusing construction waste and providing a recycling company, imposing penalties for poor waste management on site, and provide environmental education for the worker. In a nutshell, overall result of strategies to practice waste management in building construction project during pandemic COVID-19 have received positive comments and feedback from the respondents. Most of the respondents felt that practicing waste management in the construction industry is difficult and challenging task during pandemic COVID-19. The strategic findings of the research also were previously validated by the literature review. Conclusion. To practice these strategies, it is crucial for construction team to adopt effective strategies. This may involve developing a waste management plan, prioritizing waste minimization, segregating waste properly, and implementing strict hygiene practice during pandemic COVID-19. By addressing these strategies effectively, construction industry can continue to operate until completion phase during pandemic and post-pandemic COVID-19 while protecting the environment, achieve sustainability goals, save costs, and stimulate economic growth. This is the references. And thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Shirata Tika Medium Arasib. I'm from Department of Building Surveying, Center of Built Environment and Technology. So for today, I will present about my paper. My title of paper is The Awareness of Defect Liability Period among House Purchaser in Johor Bahru. The reason I do this research is because the National House Buyer Association HDA has over the course of history received 1,000 complaints from the first home buyer were dissatisfied with the condition of their newly purchased home or the way the defects were remedied during the DLP. These complaints were lodged with the HBA. The exact same complaints are voiced repeatedly by a wide variety of homeowners living in different housing schemes. As we know, defect liability period, also known as DLP, which is the standard and phase that may be found in all standard forms of contract, including those from the construction industry development. The architects are required to report any problems in the works that occur during the DLP period to the contractor no later than 14 days after the DLP period has come to the end. The contractor are responsible to making the works and any necessary repairs to identify the flaws within 28 days of receiving the schedule of defects. However, the defects liability period timeframe that specify agreement documents for the construction. During this time, the responsibility defects that occur belong to the contractor. Regarding a defect liability period, it is a responsibility of developer to address the complaint of a new home buyers in order to remedy any specific defect. However, when referring to the new home buyer, it is considered that they focus mostly on the component that can be seen visually, which is vision, hear, touch, and smells. The method that I use to collect all the data for this research is a quantitative, which means I distribute the questionnaire to the new home purchaser in Johor Bahru. The result from the questionnaire that I distribute to the every home purchaser in Johor Bahru, which is 80%. Among 80%, there are 32 males and 48 females. Most of them are not aware about the defect liability period, which is almost half of the respondents are not aware about this defect liability period. The outcome from this research is to provide a broader understanding and practical insight for both house purchaser and building surveying firm, helping them to optimize their knowledge and select appropriate tools and enhance their marketing strategies. Finally, the research contributes to the broader industry by promoting innovation, collaboration, and knowledge sharing. That's all from me. Thank you.
Once again, thank you for your being a part of USBET2023. Together, we can push the boundaries of knowledge, inspire one another, and make meaningful impact of our field of construction management. Let's make this conference an unforgettable experience for all of us. Thank you.